pre-live is live, I would
The
suspect.
pre-live show, yes, alright, then we'll call it that.
The pre-live show, yes, alright, then we'll call it that.
And if we're following in true...
Well, no, I mean,
And if we're following in true...
We're going to take about 45 minutes of time wasting now.
About 45 minutes of time wasting now before we get on to the main...
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream. That'll do it.
Hope you're all good. You guys get in the server?
Hope you're all good. You guys get in the server?
Loading in now.
I have the usual compadres, no less.
The usual
Muffled
compadres,
space. Am I
no
muffled?
less. Muffled space? Am I muffled?
Hello? Am I muffled?
Hello? Am I muffled?
Sounds fine to me.
Yeah, same on my end.
The echo is real.
The echo is real.
Yeah, I'm not picking up the echo on TS.
Is it this is too loud right there? Hello?
How about now? That should fix things. It also should introduce, he went and spoiled it already. There was this weird voice.
Good morning,
How you
gentlemen.
doing?
Hello. How are you?
I'm a strange Taiwanese man.
Yes, I've been converted. Hello. Ni hao.
Wasted is standing across the room. What? Of course, all of my stream stuff breaks at this point. Why?
Yeah, I'm pretty loud. Well, not loud. I'm perfect. As always. Hello, stream.
Well, for now, you get an echoey wasted and just a morph in the background while I try and figure out what's caused this. Great.
I'd love to find some way of playing that one on Space Engineers, but I think that's a bit far outside of its realm of expertise.
Could it be because I hear you speaking when you speak? Through your mic. On this computer. I don't know. I have no idea.
No, it's because the line in is doing what yours was doing at the start.
Oh.
Showing is currently unavailable.
Oops.
So when we fixed yours, we broke mine.
Fantastic. That makes sense. The way of things. Yep, no worries. Do your thing.
Unless I managed to hop the plane and didn't realize or got kidnapped. Pretty sure no one's making elaborate extortion attempts demanding a ransom for my return. Or because kidnapped me in some sort of jihad against the forces of Clang, I don't know.
Why is this doing this?
Promise guys, I won't try any more piston stunts, really.
No, my voice is just very very used right now after having talked for 2 days straight at maximum volume. So got a little bit more of a rasp to the voice. Gravelly.
Just don't catch the bronchitis. That's the key.
Yes, I am not looking forward to something like that, if that happens.
Signals bouncing around left. On the upside, at least everyone on my end has heard that, so.
Yeah, I'll start it back up again, because what I didn't want to do was basically have a load of popping noises and other weirdness while I sat there and tried to fix what was going on with it.
Yep. unplugging and unplugging in the various cables and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully I'm back live again and people can actually hear me, maybe? Yes, it looks like maybe.
I've got
Hello?
video on this end.
Hello? Hello? You, say hello. See if they hear you.
Hello. I'm very far away, but hello.
Do you hear him?
Mm-hmm. Could hear him
Sorry,
on the
guys.
side, so that's a good sign.
That was awkward. Sorry, sound card decided that it was just going to go, I'm currently unavailable. For no good reason. Morph far away.
Sorry, guys. I broke everything. Now, we'll just have to wait until next time. Next time.
Yes, this is a brief guest appearance from the man himself.
Indeed.
On the basis that but you can hear everybody. Yes, indeed. That's a start. Are you guys in game? Sorry about that. Like that was an absolute utter mess of a stream start. That there's a sheep and everything. Just what you always wanted. Good evening,
Yeah,
everybody. Welcome to Kerbal Space Engineers, featuring morphologists and no one else, apparently.
No, we're in. We're
No, I
here.
know, but I mean, from Stream's perspective, for the first like 5 minutes, the only person they could hear was Morph talking to himself, I believe.
Which is exactly what everyone wanted. I mean, you should have just left it that way. Now it's just I don't know anymore. It's okay.
Morph is indeed in the same room as me, using the same microphone. The idea was for him to be using a separate microphone, and you heard exactly how well that went. So for a quick fix, we figured we'd get this done. Morph will not be joining us long term today. Both me and him are fresh back from none other than Citizencon. And I'm dying already. Keep your face shut. Freshly back from Citizencon, and I mean, Morph's also pretty jet lagged, so I suspect he will be running off some point soon. At least he's not got Space Engineers running, etc. This is more of a, hey look, Morph's here, expect to see more of him.
Yeah, and as you can see, even just setting up the audio is going to take a bit, so we'll probably figure this out tomorrow and try to do something together and have the audio working right. Unfortunately. Is what it is.
And Wasted has an idea.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Followed by ominous silence. That's also definitely.
Can I have my shotgun mic and just that is holding it?
That's also a way of doing it. Alright, Morph's gonna go and grab a mic. We got an idea. What am I even doing in this series? I don't know. We're on Mars. That's all I can. Not Mars, Duna. Sorry, we're on Duna. That's how you got to say it. What are we doing again? Anything important? I can't remember.
Trying to survive, I believe.
Survival? Okay, that's a good start.
Can you promote me to admin so I can teleport? Or warp, rather.
Hmm?
Can you promote me to admin so I can warp?
Why did it
You
save that?
demoted us last week for some reason.
Oh, who was going to kill me?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't. We were coming to kill you. It was you were coming to kill us, I believe.
No, I don't remember that.
Hmm.
Because I did it so that I could turn invulnerability on and you couldn't. That sounds like
Yeah,
liable.
it sounds like you were trying to kill us.
Can we stop with the check chat? Get your ass to Mars. I'm on Mars. I don't need to get my ass here. I'm already here. It's that other one, except he's bailed out. He's run for it. No, he's gone to get, hopefully, a working microphone from downstairs, but in the interim, Morph alert.
Why does this keep telling me no fuel?
What, at the start, Vincent?
Which rocket did you bring up?
It's one I made.
Okay. I was gonna say, if you were gonna bring up the other one, that was the one that ran out of fuel and wasted. That would be a bit of a problem.
Let's go and locate Mr. Spacebar.
Uh-oh.
Reenact the thumbnail.
That didn't work. Oh no.
4 AM, what heresy is this? It's the sort of heresy that happens when Mr. Wasted has been in Manchester 4.5 hours away for all of the day, listening to Chris Roberts get angry with his support staff. Which is basically Citizencon.
Hey, to be fair, this time that final demo didn't actually crash.
And what he did, what did go wrong in that demo, he took with a bit of a laugh. I guess there was some feedback in between section 1 at the start of the day, where he was busy berating everybody, and section 2 at the end. Cool. Where are you, Spacebar? Where are you hiding? You're out there hiding from me somewhere. I know you are. What did you call it?
6,000 up. I don't even remember what I called it. That's why I didn't name it anything.
Explore 1? That's probably one of yours just from a long time ago. Oh no, that's Farrell's. It's one of Farrell's drones.
Oh, is that the little beep beep in orbit thing?
Yeah, except it's not in orbit. It's
Oh,
underground.
did it finally land? Okay.
It's underground by those things. Oh no, that's one back at
Space
KSB.
rocket.
That's one at KSB. Speed. Space rocket. That is a space rocket. And oh god, you're going quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, you're already 4 kilometers away from me. How fast are you going, Spacebar?
1,000. I'm slowing down now, though.
Okay. You're slowing down quickly, or?
Fairly quickly. I can give it a little bit more gas.
All right, son.
I
Pull
don't
it
know, it's
over.
just you seemed very, very close to the planet for a man still doing 1,000.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
What did you just separate?
Oh no.
Ooh, it looks a bit sparky and unhappy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it really does look a bit sparky and unhappy. So what are you doing to Spacebar? Don't! You've almost made it,
know.
man.
My thrust isn't working. Why is my thrust not working?
I don't know how the mic cunt goes, because he arrived, dropped off a Pelican case full of gear, and then disappeared again. So, I don't know.
Oh, this is not gonna be good.
Uh-oh. Is Spacebar about to become Spacebar Flambe again?
Have you missed?
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
No, but my thrusters aren't working. Oh, they are. I'm just going the wrong direction. What?
Okay, that would explain the acceleration in the wrong direction. That would do a lot of explaining.
It's
You
not
got
rocket science,
quite
but...
the sideways velocity going on there, friend.
Yep, and I can't stop it. Oh. Okay. What? Huh.
It's an impressive change of direction speed, Mr. Spaceball. Now where are you off to? You're 67k away from me.
I don't know, because apparently I've lost my, my thrusters just decided to go away.
Like, melt off, or just run out of fuel?
I don't know. They just disappeared. They're gone. I don't think I designed this rocket very well.
Oh.
So that would basically be rocket designed by the lower bidder. Lowest bidder. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Well, given that's a fail, I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. And respawn.
Oh, we're out of steel plates back at base here. Actually,
Testing.
we're gonna have a. Oh, right. Jeez.
Wow.
Mr. Farrell forgot that all of the cargo has been temporarily
Hello?
severed from the base. We gotta move that stuff back at some point.
Hello.
It's like we have nothing on base. There's just
Hello.
food, water, and that's it. And oh, that's right. It's all over here.
Nah, I'm all dark. I didn't feel like it tonight. Well, this is creepy. The Space Center is very foggy. You can
It
just
always
see
is back there for some
The
reason.
green fog.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I don't know if Raverick made some changes to the planet or what, but it always is really weird back there. I'm also going to die soon if I don't start paying attention to the game rather than trying to help Morph out. You should be up and working, Mr. Morph.
I should be?
Mhm.
Good. Well, hello, everyone. Do you guys hear me a little bit better?
With the exception of perhaps... What am I sending to this? I need to fiddle with me routing one more time. Line in needs to go to... Line out headphones and that as well.
Hello. Yes, now I can hear myself.
Mhm.
Yes.
And you're talking through my Steam speak instead of yours. How wonderful. Not the perfect setup, but anyway. Hey, look, guys, I have a morphologist here.
Yes.
You remember that one guy we used to do this thing together?
I have no idea what you're saying.
No, me neither, actually. What was? Oh, I remember it. Patchology. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, guys.
So we, I believe, were in the process of trying to sort out the main cargo system, weren't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we haven't unloaded it yet back into the main area, but we should, at the very least, now have that whole grid separate. We've got a connector on the other side down and around rover level that we can load into. We just need to actually finish off the tube to it and then figure out where we're putting cargo containers on this.
Whoa, what the... Wow, okay. You really wanted to extend it out just in case. I see.
Well, you know, future extendability for the base if we need it. You never know. We may need to add more cargo on, so we have branches to do that with.
Okay, so what... Except, what are we missing to actually finish this? Have we got the parts? 'Cause this looks like small steel tubes for days.
I
You
hope
need
so.
many. You need many.
No, I don't.
Well, you know, it would, you know, I did put in an order for those at some point, I thought, and
I'm
I don't know, the
afraid,
delivery guy who's supposed to bring it here is just, he hasn't shown up yet. I'm getting a little worried.
It's one of those Amazon situations where your order said it's been delivered,
Yeah.
but no sight nor sound of any delivery driver has been made.
Well, given that I had to come back to base, I'm just gonna take one of the rockets that we know will make it.
Okay.
So is there anything I need to bring back? I'm gonna bring this my oxygen module back.
So did that attempt fail?
Yeah.
Just
I
off into
didn't have any-
space.
I know. I didn't have any
Uh-oh.
thrusters.
So I actually have a question.
No
Wis-
questions.
Yeah, Wisa was explaining a little bit about the series, and I'm kind of I understand the concept. I've played Space Engineers before. What I'm curious about is like if the full speed is 9,000, does the acceleration allow you to get up to 9,000 before or after the halfway point? Because I feel like it makes a huge difference for trying to figure out when you should start slowing down.
And the answer to that is we've never tried because fuel is the limiting factor.
Oh, okay.
The way we've got things set up in this is weird workaround with mods that means that basically our hydrogen generators and our oxygen generators, no, it's just the hydro, isn't it, are hideously overpowered. Overpowered to the point where they don't need tanks anymore. They turn ice directly one-to-one into hydrogen at a rate that's fast enough to keep up with the engines. And so we don't carry tanks, thus meaning that all of our fuel has weight because it's in ice form until it gets consumed. And so, yeah, we've never been in a position where it's like, oh, let's give it a go and see how far we can go. There are a few in here, Farrell.
Yeah, there's 31 somewhere in one of the
Assemble
assemblers,
a
but I
six.
can't get it out of the system at all. Like,
Well, that
I
means
haven't been able to
I know
find-
where it is.
Okay.
So yeah, basically it means that fuel and weight is a bigger concern than the time it takes to travel. Yeah, they're in here, man. These two assemblers in here are set up so that they're capable of, basically, if you want something made, and there's two more behind you, come in here and order it direct from the assembler you're using. It's capable of pulling what it needs to make stuff into it, and then you just need to unload it from the bottom. It's the best we can do with these little weird one by one.
Yeah, the piping's just all weird for them.
And yeah, as you say, the weightless hydrogen's a bit of a cheat, to be honest. Hydrogen shouldn't be weightless, and especially not in a tank like that, because it should be heavily compressed in that case, and it would have weight. Hydrogen wasn't weigh much unless you hideously compress it, which would be what would be necessary, Sean, in order to make those tanks have any sort of effect. Like the amount of hydrogen just at atmospheric pressure wouldn't be enough. All right, how can I help? I've got small steel tubes on me. Outside of that, I'm going to put them into things.
Yeah, pretty much just finishing off that tube so we can unload the cargo network, and then we just, like I said, we got to figure out where to put the actual cargo farm itself.
Cargo farm?
Does
it fill itself?
Going to need don't I wish it would fill itself. Can't exactly plant small steel tubes in the ground and make them grow.
You can't?
Haven't invented the fertilizer for that one yet. I don't think we can exactly Mark Watney those up.
My dreams of becoming a steel tube farmer are destroyed.
Yeah, I'd just be happy if I could get some moisture vaporators going.
I almost downloaded that map, to be honest, that mod, to be honest.
That's actually
And
pretty
added it
cool.
because there is someone's updated it recently, so there's an updated moisture evaporator mod, so one that's properly working.
Space engineers. There's a mod for that.
And if there isn't, because you've mentioned it on stream, there will be tomorrow.
Indeed.
Hang on. He hasn't said the words yet. Wasted.
It's already on. I actually have a moisture evaporator.
I know.
Oh, so you don't have to add it to the list. Okay.
No, I would have to make it its own mod, but. So what do we need from steel tubes?
Small steel tubes, girders, glass.
No, Minnesota. The compressed gas weighs more, not because the gas is compressed and therefore the pressure is somehow affecting things. Compressed gas weighs more because there's more of it, because it's been compressed. So it doesn't work the other way, no. It's not the pressure itself that's having any effect, it's the fact that there's more of it there. Okay, so we don't even have the iron to produce stuff, so we're going to be taking stuff apart. We do not have these parts. It's not great.
Yeah, I mean, we can shorten the tube up. It's just going to make it potentially harder to expand the basic.
Given it's only a docking tube for now, shall we cut them a bit shorter, and then we can always expand them later as more stuff arrives?
Well,
I didn't really want to go with that, but okay.
Well, you know, I'm just saying, let's cut it shorter then.
I'll get going, Roger.
So I'll bring 600 of girders, metal grids, multi tubes, and glass then.
Small steel tubes for days, I think it seems to be the main one.
Okay.
I thought I brought loads of glass, but it might not have been enough.
I'll just double that.
Actually, we haven't even recovered it yet.
What, the other, whatchamacallit?
The glass and stuff from that other whatchamacallit. Oh no, we drove the cargo containers back, didn't we? Yeah, so we should have a load of bulletproof glass here.
I think we've already burned through it.
Really? It was
I'll
like
double check.
5,000.
Let's see, and the cargo
Right.
train, nothing.
Like half of the load I brought down was bulletproof glass.
No, I haven't checked the big containers
And we
over
barely
here. So.
built any. I brought it down expecting to build large ship stuff.
Is that
Yeah, there's
is,
Is that a rover? A choo-choo-choo train?
Blame Spacebar. Not just any choo-choo-choo train either. That's Thomas the choo-choo-choo train.
Oh no.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh god. And I get crap for lipstick. Yeah, that's I'm not sure if I can sleep now.
I think he just wears it better than you. I think that's what it comes down to.
Damn it, no.
Wow, Farrell. This is looking ropey as all hell, but it just about fits over the top, doesn't it?
That's really
It's
cool.
surprising how well that's working.
Like, you shouldn't really be getting away with this, but no worries. We'll accept it.
So, so for someone who's just coming in now, who doesn't know much about your base, what's the what do you have so far, and what's the plan? Like, what do you need to make it, I guess, in a minimal complete kind of fashion?
I don't think we've got a complete state. It's just expanding. I mean, we're trying to
Right.
follow through like a sort of future NASA mission approach, where it's
Sure.
stuff has to be sent here from Earth, and that's the only way we can get it here currently. We're kind of not allowed to mine or anything along those lines. And the main goal is to set up sufficient here that we can survive. And I guess beyond that, I don't think we've really thought much further, honestly, because we're still at a point where this base itself. I mean, if you imagine this was a rocket, the very first one we sent. When we landed it, we turned it into a base really haphazardly. Then we haphazardly attached some large grids to the back so we could start growing plants and so on so we could survive. Then we added more cargo because we were running out, and this used to be a huge mess back here. So the goal right now is all of our cargo is in a weird vehicle over here. And we need to build it containers to live in.
Ah.
We
Very well.
were basically sorting out a very, very broken cargo system. Remind him that if he dies, he's back on Earth. I know if I die, I'm not going to die. Farrell, mate.
Oh, well, I've already got the leading number of deaths at this point with 2, so yeah, I don't really have any room to speak on that one.
It's interesting though. I don't know why everyone's like very assumption making. Oh, he's just gonna die. That hasn't
Now,
actually
admittedly-
happened that much.
Admittedly, one of those was a suicide after the rover I was in on the other side of the planet rolled down a hill that I didn't see in the darkness and shedded all of its parts, but, you know, I still survived the fall, technically.
I really want to get the bloomin' hobo out of the bloomin' production room at some point, but
I'm telling you, pistons and merge blocks. Just raise them up.
Yeah, I think I've pushed my luck with pistons so far for this series.
in the theme of hobo, surely it should be some. We should just counterweight him out. Cut a hole in the side, add batteries until he flips himself out.
Well, guys, I would love to sit down and actually show you in the game, but I'm fading fast, so I think I'm gonna head off and get some sleep, and hopefully we can get the setup working
Yeah, we can get
tomorrow.
things working properly
Yeah.
tomorrow. I mean, sounds like maybe that mic's not a bad option, to be
No,
honest.
no, it's not. No.
So, I mean, if nothing else, the audio's sounding all right. I just need to give you something to mount it on.
Yeah. That sounds pretty good. Worked for the interview. Just need like a standard mount somewhere. But-
Under the desk.
Oh yeah. We'll set that up tomorrow.
So we'll settle that up tomorrow, and yeah, maybe you might even see a morph for a Shack stream. Who knows?
Yes, indeed.
You might even see a Shack stream. I don't know. That's
Might.
Shack streams for you.
Or at the very least, it's going to be a wasted in morph stream. So
There's going to be a something. Yes,
there's going to be
for
something
sure.
stream. Yeah. I
Things
do.
will happen.
Little
Things will
early
happen.
cameo appearance from the morph, and you'll catch more of him tomorrow and the next few days as he's staying with me for a bit. We're going to get some content done and, I don't know, do something fun, do some streaming and stuff.
Absolutely.
Probably check out Starters, isn't given the purpose of our meeting up in the first place.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, have a good night.
Well, cheers,
Hey, you
morphs.
too.
See you next time.
Hmm?
It occurs to me there's one way to deal with the cargo problem that we have over here, and that is for me to build as fast as I can. Up until the point where Space Engineers possibly crashes. Yep, there it goes. Okay, hang on. There's the fire. All right. Try to get back in there. Don't know what happened there. I was welding things and placing blocks, and then suddenly I was placing nothing.
That seems to be a thing it does on dedicated now, though. A little bit of peeing, and it'll like stop you from being able to weld what you're looking at for no apparent reason.
It just locked up hard and sat there for about 30 seconds thinking about it, and then just, okay, crash desktop. Didn't even throw the usual keen be working on it as soon as possible.
Rodent, yes, I have. If you remember, over here originally, not this one's much more recent, but over here we have enough that we were driving backwards and forwards from it. There used to be another rocket. A rocket that then went back to Earth. We have done both directions. We are experienced astronauts.
Witnessed by the fact that we can't seem to get a rocket back to this planet to save our lives, literally.
Speaking of, I think I'm about ready to launch.
Oh, nice. Give me 2 seconds. I'll come and find you. What are you taking? Ooh, what are you taking this time?
It's one of the big ones, the Artemises, or whatever we call them.
Ares for the big one.
Ares, yeah. Oh, hang on. Let me make sure I got canvas. Oh, nope, I do not.
Energy low.
Uh-oh.
That's a shame we got back so late from that. It would have been nice to have done a proper episode and have a chance to get Morphin and join us for a bit, but so be it.
Yeah, it sounds like it was definitely an experience and a half, so...
Well, Citizencon, yeah, that was a thing. It was a thing. I was pleased to go. As you might expect, when there are only 500 tickets sold worldwide, the level of fanboy, about 135%.
Yeah, I saw the cosplay contest they had, and there's definitely some good costumes they had going on there.
It was more listening to them applaud during the whatever the thing was that was on before the final closing speech, where they were showing their in-house AI development tool for running like the AI around the place and sort of dealing with AI resources and stuff like that.
Yeah, the quorum and everything.
Yeah, and everyone getting very, very excited and cheering and applauding at every little thing. Well, now we're going to send in some dots, and everyone applauds, and you're just thinking to yourself, that's just X4, but nothing like as good. It's like what's happening there is Freelancer did that. What they described today,
does that to a certain
Freelancer
extent.
did it. Like Chris Roberts knows how to do those. It didn't do quite everything that Star Citizen was planning, but you certainly shouldn't be applauding at the fact that you can get some NPCs to go to a place.
But it looked pretty.
It didn't.
Yeah. Some of that'd be personal taste, I imagine, but...
If you gave that tool to me with the capability of running it at like 100 times the scale they were demonstrating, and then let me play around with it at home, sure, I could see some fun there. In a sort of universe sandbox, I'm gonna let these little yellow blips populate the universe in a very productive way, and then I'm gonna let these little red blips destroy it all. But outside of that, yeah.
That's exactly kind of the way that I was looking at it. It's like, wait a minute, they could make that the game, or part of the game at that point. There's economic sandbox for you. Spin that off as a big triumphant development.
Okay, I think I'm ready to launch.
Good,
I hope.
good luck, Spacebar. Godspeed. We'll be waiting to receive your ashes on this end.
Minnesota, you are correct. You are technically correct. The best kind of
That's kind
correct.
of correct.
Did you name it this time, or?
No, it should just be. No.
Large, small grid, something. There's so many parts falling through the planet at the moment.
There we go.
Who caused this? I think I know who caused this. Spacebar?
What? Oh. Okay, it should be SB Aries now. Intentionally spelled wrong.
Cheers, Spacebar. That's what we need about here.
Hope these are set up right.
Yeah, indeed, Jacob. I mean, Freelancer's system looked a lot like it, but didn't. I mean, it wasn't the same thing. Did you start the timer?
No.
Even though it's your timer?
There we go.
Hey, that's more like it.
Might
Oh,
actually
dear.
help out on the launch then if it was burning for a little while there, because the boosters will cut off a bit sooner.
That'll probably help. You need that because that's a version that's still got the full 3 boosters.
Ooh.
That 3 boosters aside, so you may overheat
boy.
on takeoff. You want to go straight up. Do not gravity turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to be out of atmosphere as soon as possible, or at least into reduced atmosphere as soon as possible.
Yeah, because I'm already starting to kind of heat up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually, no, it's not too bad. Wow.
well, see, it's a slow and gradual death, unfortunately.
Well, I don't know about the slow part of it. Once it goes, it goes.
Shit, that's how I died last time. No, not again.
I'm not touching
Do I
anything.
need to go on corpse cleanup duty?
No, I'm alright. It's just my energy's getting low, and I'm not doing that again. And someone's used all the power packs that I brought with me.
Not me. I have none on my person.
Well, I've used them. Means that they've disappeared, so I would expect
So what-
nobody to have any on their person.
How far up do I need to start my gravity turn?
With that setup, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Because I think you're still going to... I know it might not look like it now, but you will overheat, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're much heavier than I think you are.
I might be. I've got quite a bit of stuff in the cargo.
So did I, man. I took tons with me.
But I'm 10,000, 11,000. It's getting a little spicy up here.
What temperature?
650.
Oh, you're fine. Don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
it sounds like you've done right,
900.
actually. 750 is when you technically overheat, and 850 is when things will start burning off.
Oh.
And then continue
mine's-
burning off until you get back down below 750 again.
Okay, my boosters have gone out, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop those.
I did it directly, Minnesota. As far as I'm aware, the only tool that used to allow you to make any decent changes to save files, which was SE Toolbox, is currently broken.
Yep.
Currently broken and with no ETA on any fix because Midspace has given up.
I think Rexar tried to fix it and had no luck with it.
It's always going to be really bloody hard when you're trying to fix someone else's work.
Mm-hmm.
It would help if you sat in the seat for long enough to actually get full energy instead of getting into the seat and getting back up again. Let's watch the charity stream, shall we? Wow, this stream's shit. Nothing's happening. Wasted, fix your audio.
Rerun?
Yeah, Minnesota, you're looking for gravity fall-off. If you search for fall-off, it's the easiest one because I can't remember the exact string, but that'll bring it. That's the one that dictates how quickly gravity reduces. It was a good stream. It was a fun stream. I enjoyed that stream a lot. Only slight regret is that recently either my ISP or things in general have decided that Mr. Wasted is not allowed to host too many people at a time.
35 gravity.
What are you talking about, Mad Dragon? I'm never muted.
Are you still intact?
Yep.
Nice, okay.
7 up.
Interesting. I wonder if literally any gravity turn at all introduces more air resistance and therefore more heat.
No, I mean theoretically you're extending the time you're flying through the atmosphere, so it makes sense.
Well, and by the way you're extending the time you're flying through the atmosphere is by pushing yourself against it, for all intents and purposes. So that will also be generating a bit extra. Right, have you given up on the extension on that side?
I kind of let myself fall back into greebling around the.
I think we should give up on the extension on that side though, because that looks like where the main chunk of the base may end up being. Like we won't want to be connecting in this central area here, I don't think, because this is going to end up being too busy and too hard to move around in.
Well, honestly, the other thing I'm kind of worried about is connecting something up to this grid through a connector at this point could potentially introduce the grid shifting around, I'm wondering. I mean, it shouldn't. It's landing gear to the ground, but you know, keen sometimes.
This thing's so hard to turn.
It is, yes. Until you lose that back bit, it is a nightmare. I use the arrow keys. I fly almost exclusively on the arrow keys. Because they just turn faster than the mouse for some unknown reason.
I can't believe this is not clanging out right now, honestly.
It will soon, but for now, we're allowed to get away with it. What's the plan as far as greebling out? I mean, you're going to put glass over the top, or?
Glass ceiling, and I'm still trying to figure out what I would do for walls in here. I mean, obviously I can't seal this thing up because there's no way I can make this airtight, but at least we're not only venting, hopefully only going to vent out a small hall here instead of the whole grid.
So what is your plan? Why can't you make it airtight?
Small grid to large grid, how do I build something around it and still allow us to actually get into this grid from above?
Well, get into it is
right.
The problem.
Yeah, because I mean, we can get into it from above, so I was thinking, okay, that's one way of getting into the grid. Seemed logical. Build a little bit of a floor with a little hole in it that we can actually reach down into the growing area. I mean, if we want to, you know, realistically get in here, I mean, we can always service it through the cargo container network, but...
No, I'm trying to think of a way of actually being able to, like, seal it if we can. It'd be quite nice.
Yeah, I think
Just
the only
for,
way we're gonna... we would have to uproot the entire system and move it up. Well, that or basically bridge it through connectors or rotors or something.
So did you guys slow down before you warped, or just...
Yes, my rules for warping are that I have to... What I do is I take a future prediction. I set myself up on the best possible course I think I can get for Mars, heading as dead straight as I can to Mars. Then I take a future prediction about 80 kilometers short of where Mars is. That GPS is where I'm going to teleport to. That's my drive, you know, that's essentially me calculating my jump. Then I stop movement completely. I do the jump, and then to that location I set when I was still moving, and then I start off again from there.
Okay, so I pretty much have mine. I'm more or less on the same vector as I was at the start of the stream. So I'm just going to use the same future position.
Yeah, I mean, we can... A number of ways we can connect it up. I was
thinking of glass doming it, but there's no way I can fit it around the other grid.
Yeah, that's the problem is we can't get underneath it. I mean, if it weren't being handled by the conveyors underneath, it'd be fine, but because those are there and they're in the ground, I really can't get anything down into it since you can't get small grids into the ground without invoking a heck of a lot more flying.
There's only one answer. Super gridding.
That's heresy.
I like the idea of VC Dead's airtight connector mod. It's got those modded doors that are also the connectors that have a door section in them, so they're airtight.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we can do.
I wasn't being serious about super grids, chat. I really wasn't.
What we really need.
Hang on. Because the grid's at a slight canter as well. Only just, but can we get... Nah, there's not enough room.
It's so slight at this point that, yeah.
The small grids will go down, I think, because they have a less annoying collision box. Let me see if it'll let me actually place those. And while I'm at it, quick save game, because this sounds claggy.
Oh, how bad could it be? It'll be fine.
The
right?
entire grid separate, and one of them launches itself skywards, or potentially both, but probably only one, on the basis that... Oh, good. It uses small steel tubes. Oh, no, it
Sounds
doesn't.
like good entertainment value to me, though.
You say that.
Well, I mean, here's something that we haven't tried yet with this. I mean, this is the remnants of a rocket being expanded greatly upon it. Could we get this back to Earth?
I don't. Why do we want to get this back? No, we do not need to take the hydroponics farm back to Earth.
But where will everyone get their space French fries from?
Now, are you gonna let me place these, or are you gonna be awkward about it? Because if you'll let me place them, I suspect we can get through. No, you won't let me place them. It's slightly canted. Damn it. I mean, it's a nice example of how close to straight we got it last stream, but close to straight ain't no cigar.
An effort was made, and it didn't clang out doing so, so I still count that as a victory.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a victory. It's way better than it was, but I was hopeful we could do slightly... I was hopeful we could get it close enough that I could put blooming stuff over the top, basically. Seal the large grid and the small grid separately. What have you got in... I'm not seeing a solution to this that doesn't involve rebuilding at least a bit of it.
Yeah, I suspect that's the point where we're at right now.
So the question becomes... Because part of me is thinking going large grid at that point and just building a large grid.
Well, I mean, we did
Greenhouse
set ourselves the limitation that anything we want to do large grid has to come back from Earth and be shipped here.
Well, I did ship a whole bunch of bulletproof glass here, and I think Spacebar is doing the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never slow down.
Uh-oh. Were you about to
Not
see another
again.
flaming meteor light up the skies?
Not again.
No,
You
it's-
should have so much blooming thrust in that.
No, slow down enough so I can warp.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget you've got the retro marker on your Neville.
Oh yeah.
Easiest way I find, turn engines off completely, point to retro marker, turn engines back on. Normally leaves me going at about 5 or 6 meters a second. Hey, Dave. It's alright, I've got no idea what I'm doing up at this ungodly hour either. Especially after, like, the worst night's sleep I had in a good while last night. Mr. Sensible wasted. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed sensible time, let's not stay up.
Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Food, 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 I need food.
Run! Hang on.
Food, I require food.
Cargo container out here, dude. One in front of me. There's some in there.
Okay, 100%. That one snuck up on me.
You know, it's the energy that catches me out because you use it quickly. Suddenly you'll do a bunch of work with your tools, use it really quickly, and the energy kills you remarkably fast.
Well, speaking of which, that was starting to run low too.
I don't think it'll let us place the buff because the collision box is exactly the same. Cheers, Dave. Yeah, it's still exactly the same block with the same sizing around it. I think, while I like the greebling over the top of them, we
can tear it out.
might have to get rid of it because it short. I can't see us being able to air seal it that close. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but
Yep. Yeah, I definitely would agree with that.
like up to the doors, I might leave the doors where they are just on the basis that that would be quite an easy place to put an airlock.
Yeah, I could definitely see cutting down the number of doors though too. I mean, don't think we need all three.
You don't need 3 doors into it, no, indeed. Or even putting one on the end so that we can more easily encase it in because those doors are 2 blocks wide. We could go 1 block up, but 1 block up is a nightmare internally.
Yeah, I
in
mean,
this
what
corridor
I was,
here. The
Yeah,
bits
when I was
that
thinking-
was kind of finished.
was thinking of was originally what I was thinking was actually putting doors over these grids. That way you could open the door and get into the grid. But there's just not enough room. It won't let me place the block in there.
I
kinda
really
hope
like
that
that
leveling-
idea.
Yeah, I'd kind of hope that leveling out the base would have made that possible, but it's just shy. And we're lined up so well on that connector. I don't think we're going to be able to make that clearance.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sure that is a good way of doing it, Steven, but no thank you. Best way I found to line up grids is to use 9 connectors in a 3x3. Can we definitely not get this up one level?
I doubt it. I mean, we've got this pretty much locked dead. It's actually a little slightly above the center of the connector over here.
No, I didn't mean the small grid. I mean, can we actually raise the floor level of the grid itself rather than shift it at all? So that we gain ourselves 1 extra block clearance underneath.
You can, but then we gotta finagle.
There's some
I mean, I
greebling
guess if we're-
finagly, but
Well, no, not so much greebly finagly, but the cargo finagly. Because I mean, we do have to pass water to this. Not water. We have to pass cargo into this system. But I guess if we're doing it by hand, it's not that.
well, no,
big
because
of
it's
a
still
deal.
connected on by the connector. Don't forget.
No, I mean you're talking about taking this large grid over here and raising it up slightly, right?
No, I'm talking about just chopping off the greeble that's around the farm and raising that block up by 1 block so that we have room to put your doors in. Now, I understand that's awkward for the doors that already exist, but how about this as a suggestion? Have the corridor come out of one of the 2 ends of this corridor and come out and turn 90 degrees, come back in again 1 block higher.
Yeah, that could be done.
And then we can fit the doors in the floor like you were suggesting and have this as like an airtight room to go and access those. Like
Yeah,
a
and then what
greenhouse over
happens-
the top.
Yep, and then these doors just basically I can re-greeble those to be windows.
Yeah, exactly. So you can
They
look
can
in.
look out over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll work. Sounds like a solid approach. They still haven't figured out that it's actually a good time to do it because they still haven't quite figured out how I'm making this whole stairwell down here work anyways.
Well, where would you want to do it? Would you want to do it on the right-hand side there or go down to the left and loop around? I guess there.
Yeah, I'm thinking this side.
It'll be tighter there, to be honest. It'll be a sort of neater little design.
Especially because the other end of the... I mean, we haven't necessarily figured out where the end of this is ending because we've got more unfinished blocks over here, so that leaves us the room to build further out.
And then you could do like a 2x1 block ramp or something up, little platform, spin it around. In fact, almost not even a little platform, perhaps a little sort of T-junction in the corridor, where it can continue on straight this direction for later docking ramps, etc., and also go around and loop back around over the top of itself. What I'm going to do, therefore, is support your greebling that already exists 1 block higher up. That way we can remove the block underneath. and keep, because I quite like the windows and stuff you were building around. Although, does that fit the whole way around? Have you tested it? Would it actually let you place that on the other side? It
not to
does.
that point. Yeah, somehow.
Where I'm here, where I am here, it'll still let you place that. I don't quite know why it's letting you do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can greeble both ends. Okay.
Yeah. Don't ask me how. It's.
I guess it's something to do with these farm blocks apparently having a collision box that's slightly smaller than they are, somehow.
Why don't you want to let me build that there?
So yeah, while greebling, I was at Citizencon today. Care of thanks to the very kind Morph who offered me a ticket in exchange for 9 hours of driving and then 12 hours of running around as a cameraman. So, in the end, I'm not sure how fair that deal was, but especially as he slept the whole way back, bastard. Sit there in silence 4.5 hours.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm just trying to think of the flight over and what that would do to one's body clock. So yeah, I can't blame him.
No, I was surprised he was still even vaguely functional. Are we? Oh no, my inventory's full. No, it's not. We're out of steel. No, I'm in build planner.
They're over on the little rover.
We need
There's
a
nothing
button
on the
to
main grid.
clear the build planner queue without having to go into G menu.
Game does not want to let me build door. What?
But yeah, Citizencon was an interesting experience. As I said earlier, many fanboys, but some very passionate developers behind that, I can tell you that much. Looks like they might even have a vague plan now. Vague?
What's up?
Yeah. And they're definitely still, like, I wouldn't say hiding stuff from people, but they're definitely still internally conscious that they're not sure they can do everything they've promised. They're still trying, but they're definitely internally conscious and just haven't admitted it publicly yet.
But at least they admit that they actually admit some of the things that are on their plan, though.
Yep. And sort of vaguely hinted dates and stuff is weird.
Yeah.
Plus, they know how to make a Battlefield 2142 clone that's not very good. Don't understand why everyone's so excited about that.
Ah, crap, that's not what I want to do for door.
56 kilometers and up.
Bob is not more efficient than Farrah. YouTube, would you care to explain to me why I don't have moderator access to my own channel?
Well, that's a new one.
Wait, what?
We've taken away moderator access for your channel to help service the community better.
Wasted already knows about walk mode and the fact that you can lock it, yeah. It changes the gameplay completely because while, I mean, look at that. That should not be allowed. There is no way the game should be allowing that block to be placed there. Absolutely not. I placed that by mistake. Let's be clear. I did not intend to do that, but no. Not a chance in hell. Oh, I never did that either, did I? Whoops. Typed it and never pressed enter. Might be a little absent-minding this evening. Absent-minding? Absent-minded. Yeah. Haven't had much sleep. Gone a bit blue-law.
Just as long as you don't start wielding a sword running around this base screaming about the Jabberwock, we'll be fine.
I don't see any Tulgi woods to whiffle through, so we should be alright.
Okay.
But if I hear even the slightest bit of burbling out of you,
Well,
You know what's
Let's
coming.
say, if I hear a Snicker snack, I'm running.
Did I sacrifice Morph to Clang? No, I pointed him in the direction of where his bedroom is. You must remember that Morph is a man who lives in Taiwan and arrived in the UK on Thursday and went to bed last night at 3 AM and was up at 9. Only got 6 there. I have no idea what his body thinks is going on at the moment, but something incorrect. And yes, I said that wrong intentionally. Lol, Quinn. But yeah, you'll probably have some stuff from Morph coming out over the weekend. I think you might even do a little sit-down jibber-jabber tomorrow about Star Citizen, and I can be that nasty guy that points out all the flaws, and he can be that nice fanboy that tries to defend it.
Spacebar's on fire?
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I don't want to miss
Just in the lower
Spacebar on fire.
stage.
Whoa, you've still got the lower stage and you're that low in?
I didn't know when to drop it. Uh-oh.
Not only that, but how fast were you going?
Am I about to see
like
a very
500?
fast?
Uh-oh.
Am I about to see a very fast object plunge through this base?
You're gonna see a meteor shower by the looks of things.
I just got here.
Because the problem is, you're going 500 meters a second. You're not even going down. You're going 500 meters a second sideways.
I was trying to flip around and I was almost overshooting it.
I mean, kudos to the deadly reentry. I remember when me and Shaq first tried this, and it just didn't work on multiplayer. Like, whoever's the host saw some cool effects, but no one else did. Nowadays, looks pretty cool. Now the question is, where does it land, and how far away is it from the base? You're not dropping stuff on us, are you, Spacebar? No, it
No,
looks like we're
I'm like
alright.
30 kilometers away, I think.
Whoa!
Ah,
Ooh, that was
Feel the lag on that one.
interesting. It's one of the few Space Engineers collisions I've seen that looks vaguely right. There's a big, deep, but not wide hole into the ground that it entered very quickly, and almost nothing left of the ship but, like, broken scrap. Whereas normally you'd look in there and be like, most of the ship left somehow. Oh, that's a good point. That's where it is, Sean, isn't it? It is still there. It's just underground. Yep. Here it is. There's the big bit. The bit that I was talking about before. It's inside Mars. Doing whatever speed this is. Now here's a question. Did you survive?
no, I didn't activate my jetpack in time. Couldn't see the ground.
It sounded like you had a chance. I wasn't sure whether that had actually paid off.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, is that you can actually bail out of a burning spacecraft and somehow survive, because you can slow down quick enough as an individual.
As an engineer, yeah.
It was too dark. I couldn't see where it was going.
No. What's Spacebar? And that one was looking pretty good as well. How did you end up going so fast?
I was going to miss, overcorrected. And I was trying to correct my overcorrection and ended up.
Yeah, I imagine that one's got quite a lot more ability to slow down and speed up than the other ones you've used.
Yeah.
Like, it can ditch its speed really fast. I haven't already, but... Can you forgive me haxing in... Oh, no steel plate, because these only use one, so they must have already had the steel plate. So, yeah, I didn't hax in any steel plate. It's terrible. Wasted cheating.
That's the end of the world. That's it. Start the series over from scratch.
I'd offer to come back and help, but I suspect you don't want that.
Anything that's not welded up can get welded up.
Not you, Spacebar.
Oh.
I mean, given that it's reentry that's screwed me, so I'm half tempted to just admin teleport into space because I know I can make it off of the ground. I don't know. I mean, it's not that far of a trip up, really.
Let me get the GM beard out and have a think about that one.
I can just launch it to him. It's a very short trip. It's just the slowing down.
Okay, so I'm doing Raid of the New Pokemon games while you're watching this, and I have found 7 Clang in a row. Can't tell if RNG Jesus is being ironic or hoping for your death. Curtis, we need the way I think it would work bailing out and being allowed to survive would be if we had the player parachutes mod.
Yeah, we wouldn't survive. By the time you could get in your inventory and trigger that thing, you'd be dead.
But you know what I mean? That would kind of bring it to a fair level in my mind.
Mm-hmm. Aside from the shock of deceleration, G-force is literally snapping your neck.
Yeah, but to be fair, we could do that with our own dampers, with our own jetpacks.
Yep, true.
Like just fall for a bit and then turn your dampers on and look at that deceleration and tell me that isn't killing you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a suspicious looking man. So you're running the conveyor port just to keep it running round, I guess, so that we've got access.
Yeah, so we have some access within what will be the hydroponics bay over here. So that's going to be this is the airlock that's going to come into it, and then I just put the stairs around the side here. That way this whole room will just be up one level into the farming area.
Oh, I feel like it's starting to get to the point where I might want to try and actually fly like a welding ship over.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, we do have that little drone that I brought.
Yeah,
it is a flying vehicle.
It's not big enough for a welding ship because a welding ship needs to be able to deal with large parts.
Well, that and the wind right now is...
Well, for something that small and light, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure if it was built a bit more bulky, it wouldn't be quite the same, but...
Mm-hmm. There's a reason why it's on wheels right now instead of actually flying around.
What song is this? Let's find out. It was called Howler by Mockass. I'm going to put on this one called Mars Adventure. That seems appropriate. Ooh, that's SimSpeed. SimSpeed doing a better job of simulating low G than anything else.
Might be me taking off.
Nah, SimSpeed's just low because the world's full of trash.
Also, A nice big hole at the pole of Mars now.
I doubt it's the only one. Why not welding arm on a rover? Because everything's so high up, big ol'. And then I thought, oh, we could do a welding crane. And then I thought to myself, yeah, but they're crap. They don't work. Unless I went full, like, Mom OS with it. But, no. That's the problem with the crane stuff, is it's just, like, cool idea and everything. And you can build them. But then controlling them is just the clunkiest thing alive. And it takes forever to put together anything even vaguely sensible manually, using, like, or easy automation or whatever, or control module, etc. Why are you so obsessed with bulletproof glass? Does just all of this stuff just need bulletproof glass? Yeah, it does. Well, that's not very helpful.
It is what it is. It's a window. What can I do about it? Oh,
Well,
you mean the, or
no,
you mean the conveyors?
It's the conveyors, actually. It's,
Hmm.
it is what it is. What can we do about it? Hassle Spacebar.
Hey, those things save lives in PvP.
That's
For
true.
not having conveyor tubes clanging out all over our ships.
Best mod. Well, perhaps not best mod, but up there. You could probably make a semi-alright one with Mar, yeah, but... It sounds like just like a recipe for you to, at some point, with slightly more gyro strength than you thought, stick your rotor arm welder through the roof of your small base. Hey, Metal Lemon. Ryan, that's very kind of you to say. I, having spent the last, like, 24 hours mostly in contact with, like, other YouTubers, etc., have spent about the last 24 hours talking about how I should probably get back to doing more YouTube stuff, more airsoft stuff on YouTube. So, I mean, yeah, to the extent that I was planning out earlier today what exactly I want to do in what order, it'll be a coming. That's very kind of you to say, man. Bulletproof wheel windows, tell it to wheel on. But do you think that was a mistake? Do you think they didn't know that was going to happen?
That was marketing.
You mean that wasn't a practical joke by Elon?
Yeah, they said they were going to do it on live on stage in front of an audience on the reveal event, and then they turn around and say, yeah, well, we've never actually tested it with these things before. Bullshit.
Yeah. That truck is so ugly.
Whether ugly or otherwise, I'm just saying that was a marketing stunt.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's been everywhere.
As weird as it seems, yeah, it's because it's put it in, even if it would have been in the news anyway, it's been in the news in twice as big a way now.
Mm-hmm. I suspect the look of it itself is probably
A bit of a stunt too, yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's a statement at the very least.
Oh god, yes, I am survival needing in every area. Roger, going inside so as to not die.
How are you running down so much on everything?
Hey, big ol'. That's a bro fist right there.
He's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Not wrong in the slightest. Sounds about right to me. I didn't receive a plague inoculation while going to stock Citizencon.
It was too late already. They had a guy with a bronchitis on the stage.
The guy with the bronchitis there, and I was thinking to myself, what, you got bronchitis and then you came to a convention. That is exactly not what you're supposed to do, man. However, I did meet, what was quite cool, I met 4 guys from Armco. 2 of which refused to shake my hand so as to save my voice. They're like, no, we probably shouldn't. Don't want to give you the plague again. She's like, no, fair play. I couldn't go to Citizencon in a Stalker cosplay. What I should have thought about is going to Citizencon in one of the plastic bag head masks you see at Area 18.
They had one of those guys, and he was
In the queue outside, yeah, it was awesome. In the rain. You're thinking to yourself, oh, wow, that actually worked out quite well for you, didn't it?
Can't see anything. It's fogged up on the inside badly, I bet, but, you know.
Have we got no food?
Check the truck. I know there's definitely some potatoes in there.
I can find 2 Savoroid omelettes. There's some tomatoes.
You gotta be desperate to eat the Savoy omelets.
There's some tomatoes and some carrots.
I think there might be an after dinner mint somewhere around here too.
Oh, damn, son. That's more than a drink. That's 2 drinks. At least. Thank you very much, dude. That's very, very kind of you.
Yeah, there's some nuts and bacon, scrambled eggs in the second cargo container over here on the rover
good.
thing.
Okay, that is all we have. Just FYI.
Okay. You mean on the grid that is now underneath me, randomly wobbling about? Granted, this is client issue, I bet, but it is doing a little bit of swaying and rocking back and forth.
I'll let you know when I come out. Let's have a look. Which grid?
Other side of the rocket. Standing on it.
There you are.
Nope.
I've had that one occasionally shift a bit, but it looks fine.
Okay. Yep. So it's just me that's bouncing around. All right. Little motion of the ocean on that thing. Yeah, the food's in that one, so.
Okay. You kept a Martian special in the driver's seat. I see how it is.
Oh, of course. That's not gonna work out well. Come on.
Joel, I have not quit the series. I will promise you that, sir. There is no way I am getting far enough through an OGSC playthrough, which takes considerably longer than a normal playthrough. Far enough through that we are at the point where an event is going to happen very soon, and then I stop it. So yeah, interesting little event today. I'd say Citizen is legitimately looking more promising. As unlikely as I originally thought that to be, I'm still a large skeptic whether it comes to will the game ever actually see A, fruition, and B, fruition in a form that it was originally sort of described as.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, what they showed today at least showed that in comparison to what they used to call a roadmap and what they used to call planning, they have learnt an enormous amount. Yeah, the Carrack's an ugly ship. I don't know why people like it. Not only is it an ugly ship, but it's got a ridiculously massive interior that it took. Well, in the demo they were both on the bridge, and he said they came under attack. And he said get to the turret, and 2.5 minutes later, the dude got into a turret. Mm-hmm. Oh, cool! Quick, let's have a ship that takes that long to get around on, and most of the space inside is pointless.
And did it take him, like, I swear at one point when he was walking back during that demo, he passed like 2 different elevator shafts downward. Like, that thing is that big to have that many elevators on it? Back and forth?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Carrack's pretty, so I think it's got a crew of like 45 or something, man. It's a pretty big ship.
Yeah. I mean, then again, it doesn't have, you know, spas and a giant pool in it either, so...
I do like watching Chris Roberts squirm a bit when it's not going well, though. Like when something starts going wrong. You watch him up on stage and you can see the teeth gritting immediately.
Yeah, it'll be a while if I ever reinstall it. It's got to show a lot more progress, I think, for me.
Is the 890 the worst? Isn't it the Idris that's actually the worst? With a crew of 80, which is larger than their current server cap. Yeah, laminated. Oh, no, I'm for sure they are. They haven't just learnt a lot in how to be a bit more transparent with their audience, because in a number of ways I think they're not as transparent with their audience as they could be still, and they still trot out the cliche whenever it fancies them, like the same old cliche lines. Oh, and the best thing about doing all this, it's you guys, our community. Now here's an advert for that Carrack before you leave. Don't forget you can buy that, by the way. It'll be in the game soon. All you guys that paid quite a lot of money to be here as well, and we've spent most of the day trying to sell you. You know, they were selling the Star Citizen hoodies for £90.
What?
Because that, just to put it in perspective of the US guys, is about 120 bucks. There were only 500 tickets for this event, total. And then you get there and you're being upsold merch by like 50% margins. Because I felt the hoodie, I can tell you right now, I know where it comes from, because I'm wearing one myself. This one's got a Wasted logo on it. I charge 40. It's that sort of attitude that so much of that event ended up being. There were some cool panels and there were some cool things to see, but there was a little bit too much. Oh, and don't forget, here's the merch stand. You know, they didn't put a huge amount of money into it. It's just that constant Star Citizen thing. They need the cash so badly. Actually, that was some pretty good shilling, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was about ready to say, by the way, don't forget, everyone, stop by the way Space Merch Store.
Spreadshirt.com/way2space or spreadshirt.co.uk/way2space if you're in Europe. Get discounted postage. Yeah, exactly, Quinn. It was just mind-blowing. You'd think when you got there, hey, it would be a bit cheaper than usual because of where you were. You know? There is as supporters of the whole deal, but Apparently not.
Did the ticket buyers get anything for like a chip or anything for in game?
The ticket bud, there was a swag bag. I didn't get one
Wow.
because I had a press pass. I wasn't allowed one. This swag bag, right, what was hilarious about this swag bag was the reason they gave you the swag bag was to put the merch you bought in. It was just the right size for the merch you bought. What was actually in it was a quite nicely made small matte magazine. It's like, no, not glossy finish, but matte finish magazine, advertising all the ships you can buy in Star Citizen with like neat graphics and loadouts and so on. A sticker, another sticker, and then one of those little commemorative stamp coin things you get. You know, I can't remember what they're called. Morph had a name for it, but
Challenge coins?
yeah, that's the one. And a Star Citizen challenge coin, which I suppose is okay, but I think it was mostly about the bag to put your merch in, to be honest, because the stuff that was in the bag didn't. Like, it barely filled the corner of the bag. But a hoodie, man, that'd fit good in that Star Citizen bag of yours. Just down there, £90. They sold out as well. They sold out. Morph went to get something at the end and they'd sold out of everything but XL. That's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. So much money.
It was from all those people who are going to be taking it back and selling it on eBay for even twice as much.
Mm-hmm.
Which is terrifying again. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Go away. In fact, I'm going to go and get a drink. I don't like this at all. Let's be real, I'm actually quite positive about Star Citizen itself as a game after this, but as far as like the way it's marketed and handled, don't like it.
How's it going, Spacebar?
I'm 70,000 kilometers up now. I'm getting myself turned around so I can get ready to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Just hope I'm pointing in the right direction. Just waiting for gravity.
Space Engineers Gravity. Realize that your object falling is important to us. Please wait.
What did I miss? People are saying Spacebar is sad.
No, I'm 50 kilometers up now. Above Mars.
Oh, nice. Okay. Cool. Welcome. Little comment. I can see you. Hello. Good line as well.
Hopefully. So how high up should I dump my lower stage?
I've been dropping mine, depending on how fast you're going, because I mean, I've been really gently bringing it down, to be honest. Like, when I say really gently, I'm normally coming down at 100 ms tops. As soon as I hit atmosphere, that is. And then not long after hitting atmosphere, I'll drop the second stage. Normally, it's just about trying to work out whether it's going to be anywhere near somewhere recoverable.
Yeah.
Barrel's twitch is exactly what you would expect it to be, Travis.
Because I lucked out and picked a name that nobody's using.
Yep, it's nice when you manage to nail uniformity everywhere. Makes it nice and simple. And it should be in the description as well. I'm normally pretty good about remembering that sort of stuff. I might have to do something about the soup. Down to 0.43 now.
Yeah, it is definitely feeling chunky. I've been.
Oh, that was the wrong button. Sorry.
Oh, yes, it was.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Hey, but quicker than
Actually, I
normal.
think it's definitely worse for Spacebar there than it was for me, and I was going all over the place. Oh, and I just barely avoided hitting the wall there and going back to Earth the hard way. I was gonna land and hang out here on top
Yeah,
of the
you're looking
rover.
alright. I'm gonna let Spacebar land before I do anything else, actually.
How high up does atmosphere? Does atmosphere
25?
start? Okay. Well, I'm 35. Oh. You okay? 34.
Yeah, just to finish off the SC subject briefly, I mean, that game is a bloody enigma as far as I'm concerned, because my brain is just concerned about it on so many levels. Too much stuff I hear, alarm bells go off and goes, yeah, but what you just said disagrees with what you've just said. This cannot work. You do realize that what you're saying, like, this countermines this, etc. And the way the finances are going in the company, like, how can you ever achieve what you're talking about? Just to, especially to answer what Griff was saying. I don't know where he got it from, but Morph said to me earlier on, I mean, a bit of napkin math can lead you to the conclusion that RSI, if all they ever got was the injection of cash from what players gave them from buying into ship packs and Kickstarter and all that sort of stuff, the napkin math tells you that they are in severe trouble. Just on, like, running down how much it costs to employ the number of staff they've got. You know, choosing it, like, you pick a sensible average wage, times it by the amount of staff they've got, and you've already got a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think he said, what, 200 developers in the final bit?
Yeah, they have got a huge number of people now in that company. So, you know, it doesn't take much napkin math to go, okay, so that original injection they got is a bit of a concern. Now, I think that's why you see Squadron 42, the single-player game, being a bit of a focus at the moment, because that's a game that they can sell in a single package, and will help the tech for the other game as well. But Morph mentioned to me the other day, and I don't know where the information came from, but he said that they'd recently got a £44 million marketing injection from investment from somewhere, and that they were changing their marketing strategy. Which, up until this point, by the way, if you aren't following, their marketing strategy has been they don't have a marketing strategy. They make over-expensive CGI movies for ships that don't exist yet, or, in some cases, ships that everybody already knows about and most people who wanted it have already bought, but they make it anyway. Wow, that's an interesting one, Ogre. Blueprints menu question. Any idea when my new PC loses why my new PC loses USB when I open up the menu?
Well, that's out there.
Is it a new PC, or did you upgrade your old one? Because the only thing that makes any sense in my mind for what you're describing is that somehow you're causing like power issues.
Like the CPU draws just so
Just
severe, it's
draws
dropping power
sudden
from the USB.
severe that it actually causes the USB voltage to go slightly unstable, which makes no sense because one of them's 5 volt and one of them's 3 volt or 3.3 volt, but still, that is bizarre. Or it could just be Windows. You know. That's the thing, Windows can do some really, really derpy stuff at times. For no explicable reason. It could also be caused by a driver crash and Windows trying to recover from it.
Yeah, but every single time you try to open the blueprints menu?
It's definitely a point of very high load.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe. I mean, if I open the blueprints menu, I can hear, even over the noise of the music, welding, everything, all the fans in my PC go woo as soon as I hit that blueprints button.
Mm-hmm.
So there is definitely a massive spike of activity when you do so. With that one, I'd look to software first, and then failing that, start looking at hardware, because that does sound more likely to be Windows or a driver being a bit flaky. And the extra load is causing... It's a bit like the old NT-LDR crashes that you used to get with NVIDIA GPUs. Or NVIDIA drivers rather than GPUs as it handed, which was basically just caused by the fact that if something went on that caused the graphics card to not respond for a little bit, even if it was simply something that was fine, the video driver would crash because it had this built-in timeout on it that was like, if not responded within X number of milliseconds, restart the driver, which of course crashes whatever's going on. And that timeout was set far too low. And I could see that's the sort of thing I could see it potentially being, but CPU related. What CPU you have out of interest? Is it one of them dirty AMDs? Because that'd explain it. You know, those AMDs, they probably do things like that. Damn Reds.
I think I'm finally getting used to the scroll order on the resorted G menu. Finally.
I'll still press it wrong a couple of times, but it's definitely improving slowly, yeah. Never buy a piece of PSU less than 800 watts. That seems a bit OTT, because... Can I show you really easily? Yeah, I can, look. That there, 576 watts, 567 watts now, is my overclocked i9-9900K, 32 gigs of RAM, all slots filled LED, full water cooling loop with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fans, obviously 12 volt D5 pump, overclocked 1080 Ti, and 3 SSDs, 2 NVMe SSDs, and a 10 gig NIC. And it's 3 monitors, all of its sound equipment, my Go XLR, this headphone amp, that actual amplifier, and it's all pulling 558 watts right now. A whole lot. And I'm hosting Space Engineers, my CPU load is going to be sufficient. Yep, CPU load is nicely up there. You got to be doing something really mental to even need an 800. And the line of how it's about efficiency curves is also not correct anymore, because the increase of power supplies running at stuff like titanium and platinum, if you actually look at the curves of a lot of these modern power supplies, they're pretty flat. Lol, Vincent. Yeah, but my point is, Random, you're going to struggle to put more than I have in this system unless you're going really silly. And I've got every last peripheral attached to this system also running through that UPS. And again, you'd have to go pretty silly to beat me on that front. I've got a shit Jotunheim headphone amp, I've got a Go XLR, I've got an Alpha 8R actual hi-fi amplifier. Alan Heath said 10. Admittedly, the preamp isn't on at the moment, but the compressor is. And this is all, and 3 monitors, including 144 Hz IPS in the middle, are all running off that and still only drawing 600 when they're at high load. I mean, the sim speed is awful.
Yep, but let's get Spacebar down
The
first.
sim speed is awful. We're waiting for. Oh god, I went for the sim speed button. I pressed the wrong one. Sorry.
I'm 12k up.
If Ironically, I checked my UPS load, UPS load directly after doing that, and it was 100 watts lower. I was just thinking to myself, well, that'll be a peak, surely. Nope, 100 watts down. Do I have a desk vacuum? If I want to cause the UPS to shut off, yes.
The paintbrush is for. Need a vacuum.
Indeed. I would particularly recommend a De La Rowney Graduate Round Wash number 30. Here he comes, boys. Are we all ready? He's looking good this time. Ooh, and the slowdown's good as well. Nice. Have you dropped the second stage yet?
Yeah, I dropped it.
You've got so much fuel in that, and now you can actually maneuver. Well, ish.
No,
It's
I
still
don't
big
think-
and heavy, but
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to land any close. This is the first time I've really flown one of these.
I've got to be honest, it's not like I come down in one smooth line and just land right next to it. I come down and then I hop. I
Yeah.
balance it on the thrusters and I hop over, or I lean over as I start to come sort of closer and closer. Yes, Stephen, because eating at the computer is what causes dust.
Oh, now we're starting just random twirling because why not?
You're bringing that down with the wings, right? I think it's the wings that have been giving us the random twirls.
It is the rings that have been
Yeah.
giving us the random twirls.
It's just
But
like that-
they are speed based.
Yeah, it's something about really high speed that just does it, and once you get below that speed, then you're okay.
Yeah, I've got to admit, now having said all that about power supplies, I am currently running a 1,000 watt power supply. But I have an excuse, and it's a good one. It looks really sexy. No, that's not the excuse. That's not the excuse. No, my previous power supply busted, and I needed a power supply that used the same modular cables I already had, because I bought some nice sleeve cables. And so that was the power supply I ended up getting, which was this one, because it was all they had. But it meant that the most beautiful thing, you've set up your water-cooled rig, it's all looking lovely and sexy, and then you're like, no, I've got to redo the power supply. Unless you buy a power supply that perfectly matches the modular cables you already got, in which case you just slot it in the bag, and that's it. You don't touch anything else. Easiest. You're not as far away as you think you are either. You've still got a fair bit of height to come down.
I may
You're going
just,
to be within a couple of clicks at least.
yeah, I may just go with it.
Don't forget to double check your parachutes are on auto deploy.
They are. We get close to their deploy.
I'm not overlooking sexiness. I did upgrade the water block for no reason other than this one is clear with RGB.
Goes parachutes.
Okay, you're going to be about 3.8, 4 clicks out by those things. We have recovery vehicles now. Don't forget.
Yeah, I'll just go with it.
The hell is even? Okay, I'm not gonna look. Why do we have so many stupid little rovers? 1, 2, 3.
Well, one's there to basically hold
5,
down the little air
6.
flyer from rolling away.
We've got
One's
6
the-
rovers.
One's one that came down on my rocket finally, the Arrow. We've got the wreck of one sitting on the other side of the planet. I don't know why we
I
have
wasn't
the-
talking about that one. I was talking about the
Yeah.
6 rovers around the base we're currently standing on. Like in
yeah.
near proximity. There's 3 there, one of which looks like Thomas's weekend alter ego. I don't know.
I am down.
Sweet.
All right.
I'm sparking. Why am I sparking?
That was the thing. I was going to go out to him, but God, that's an awful rover.
Yeah. Oh, well, to be fair, what's happening right now is sim speed. That's what's killing it. I can't move this at all right now.
Yeah, but
None
your
of this.
wheelbase is hilarious.
Yeah, but this thing this thing survives rolls. I mean,
That's because it is a roll.
yeah, exactly.
Should I go ahead and lay this down on its belly?
It's called
or-
from henceforth. This is going to be called the sausage roll. And therefore, Farrell is the sausage.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna take that out until the sim speed's back up. I'm just watching the wheels just go all over the place right now.
You think people know better, and then you get something like that out of them. All right, space brocket going at 8,783 meters a second. No.
Oh, that's the lower stage in that first rocket.
I ought to. Okay. Yeah, there is a lot of random bits of crap. A lot of which is inside Mars.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet there's more than a few pieces of fairing floating around in there too.
A lot of reactors, apparently. Not found any fairing so far. Yeah, mostly just reactors for days. What? How did these even get in here? Ah, some fairing clanging out with the ground. Well, there's a really big bit of fairing clanging. Sweet. I don't even know what that's supposed to be. More reactors, more reactors, more reactors, more clangy fairing reactor. Yeah, this should probably help by the looks of what I'm going through. I haven't done this in a short while. Oh god, am I really only that far down the list? Just look at the scroll bar as I was going. I was like, oh god, no. I mean, that's up to 0.6. But we could do it better than that. Oh, don't let me use actual trash removal. With less blocks than 20. Distance from player. 10k. Stationary movement rate accelerating. Let's just start with that, and then I might end up putting powered on as well. Oh, nice one, Reaver. Thank you very much. Oh, well, almost up to date. Episode 73. Let me just check something.
That's starting to feel a bit better now.
Uncooperative 106. You're getting there. Getting there for sure. A few more to go though, sir.
Energy low.
Still only 5.8. Or did I not enable it? That's the sort of thing I might have done. No, it's enabled. It's just not doing anything. You want to remove some grids, trash cleanup? Alright, how about 1,000 meters?
Just don't have it remove KSE. That'd be a problem.
Does trash cleanup even do anything anymore? Because the sim speed
Probably
would
not.
suggest no.
It feels like it's been doing a bit better the last few
Yeah, but
minutes.
I think that's all the stuff I manually cleared up, and not anything that's... Because I'm watching the sim speed as I submit more and more changes to this, and it's just not changing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, something just said energy low at me, so I should probably pay attention to that.
I've got a
voice.
rover next to you there. Figured inevitably.
Fog, you are aware that every time someone mentions PvPvP Season 2, it gets delayed another month, right? You are so super organised, Wasted Space. I have 12 terabytes of hard drive. It's supposed to take me ages to find a specific photo. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Look, what you see there is not the marks of a super organised man. When his 15 terabyte NAS is completely free of things like, look, here's a stream archive. What have we got in here? So look, sort by date modified. There we go, perfect. It's wasted playing Mad Max, apparently. And then doing stuff in hardware and yeah, because I need this, right? Yeah. There's important things to keep. The old going live Zoom screen. Whoa, the nostalgia trip.
Oh wow.
That's the old HUD.
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere, I wasn't expecting that. What even am I trying to achieve here? Oh, I know. I'm just trying to make bumper cars. This is the fairground. So I'm trying to use gravity fields to make cars float in between the two of them, so that they just sort of bounce around. This is 2015. This is old enough that there is only space. Well, of course there is. Look at that. Look at that UI. And yeah, I'm clearly using mods. So that block doesn't exist yet. But yeah, this is not the signs of an organised man, especially when that folder is 824 gigs. There's almost a terabyte of streams on Hitbox from between 2015 and 2017 for reasons unknown. Well, wasted watches, wasted plays. Well, there is some advantages to hoarding like I do. It means that when you jump into certain areas, you can find things like, remember Survive the Dark, guys? Or all of the top engineer footage, or even, I don't know, all the raw footage for a certain series. Everyone's favorite plane.
Okay, that's still not playing well with that sim speed. Nope.
Oh, it's perfect, Farrell. It's perfect. All of your rovers should be like that. I like it.
Yeah. Right,
I'm sorry.
that's- I think that's not helping
I
out.
know it sounds bad, but
Well, that
why
and I
did
need
it
to be
work
able to-
this time? I reopened the menu, clicked enable on the trash cleanup, and SimSpeed is now 0.85.
I did just grind 2 landing gear off the front of this thing. That's the only
No,
thing
I watched
did.
it as I clicked enable climb from 0.5 to 0.85. And I bet you that entity list is now... yeah. Why did
Should I
it
try
not
to
work?
lay this down?
Huh?
Like I'm sitting upright. Do I try to lay down or just stay upright?
Is the cargo that you have in need of being laid down to retrieve?
Yes. It's a habitat. It's one of the modules, and it's a couple cargo containers on a connector. So those, I guess we can just grind down.
Some light on the situation, sir. It is nice keeping all this footage, but it's, as you've seen, I've now filled up the NAS I have. I have to order more hard drives, basically, which is a shame, because that's the expensive bit. Building the NAS bit was fun. Paying for all the hard drives for it is not.
Yeah.
I still have not got my NVMe drive going.
In my
We should
case,
put-
my NAS is about to reject its drive, so it's offline. I need to build a replacement, and that's a big hill on that side. Spacebar, you picked a interesting place to
That will
land.
be alright.
I couldn't see. It's not my fault.
I've not had good luck with rovers of this particular type down long hills.
I
in
can
the dark.
imagine, but you said they survive rolls.
Yeah, they don't survive them at very fast rolls.
If it makes you feel any better, driving this is terrifying. Because Blaze is right, someone needs to get its alignment checked. It
this-
has to pull in one of the directions. It doesn't matter whichever direction you last tapped. It's pulling that way, and also just tapping the steering is enough to make it violently swerve sideways.
Yeah, I'm basically at gyro steer on this particular rover. I can't steer because it will just go all over the place.
Look,
I think all the rovers have been like that for a while, honestly.
what are you doing? No, 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 no.
All right, let's talk to this guy here. It's great that you finally got the pizza here already, but you know it's been more than 30 minutes, man.
Well, someone's gonna pay for it. I'm not going to.
Probably should have brought the whatchamacallit, Texas rover over.
That would have been probably the most useful one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since I got a module to take back.
Well, I mean, we got to get down on its side anyways, so.
True.
Oh, that's how your RCS is still firing off.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Well, thankfully I did prepare for the NAS fill-up eventuality. Not only do I still have a Dell R710 sitting almost within arm reach of me, that's not currently used, that I bought to do a video on. Hey, here's how to build a NAS for not much money. But I also have a 16-bay expansion for it and everything to make that work. So just 16 more 4 terabyte drives, or 8, there's probably 8s at this point. When I first filled it up, 4s were the most cost effective, but I bet you 8s have gone up now.
Well, I mean, this is already tipping kind of the way that it's lining up from the cockpit. It would make sense to bring it down in.
What did he bring us? Did you regularly bring us a medium cargo container full of empty oxygen and hydrogen tanks?
Do you really expect me to fill it for you as well?
Well, yeah.
I couldn't find.
That's really bizarre. The way that lined up with the arrow behind it, I legit looked down on it, and with that, it looked like a flag. I was like, what the fuck is Spacebar bought? So it's a small steel tube with a with the orange arrow lined up alongside it. Like, okay, good. Spacebar's bought bulletproof glass and flags. Wonderful. And lots of empty bottles. Thankfully, Brain caught that one before I opened my mouth and said, hang on a second, flags? Those aren't a thing.
I mean, I guess we could just really hand unload the cargo containers so we can get those out of the way.
No, there's not much in that module,
Mm-hmm.
like storage-wise.
The problem is we don't have much to load it onto either. It's not like we bought big cargo capacity rovers here. Just medium cargo. Lol.
Well, that's because the other, the larger rovers occupied back at base with carrying the base inventory, so...
Yeah, Thrasher, you're right. The fact that it's Spacebar means that what I said was not entirely stupid. It's exactly the sort of thing that Spacebar could well have just decided to bring. Today I bought a flag.
That was actually one of my first mods I tried to do. It was a like a capture the flag type flag.
What, the one that you can carry around?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that didn't
modified
work particularly well.
welder.
Because I can't think of any way
no.
you can make it as a proper objective without saying to people, this is your objective. You know, and hoping they follow it.
Apparently Klein was working on something like that.
Ooh. Ooh, that could be very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now you're talking about flags that respect wind speed. Now, you're taking it to another level there a little bit. That's just...
Well, I don't know. If it was a rotor, like your flagpole could be the...
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, you
the
make the
rotor
flagpole the
base.
rotor, and then aerodynamics just does the rest, basically.
Yeah. If it had a proper...
CTF's a game
collision
mode we've
box.
never been able to try. I've done Battle Royale, and I've done Deathmatch and Team Deathmatch. And then we've done like various sort of vehicular-based ones. And then the one very ill-fated tank stream that I'm still kind of bitter about.
Wait, what happened?
The
That was
ill-fated
the-
tank stream, the tank stream that just would not work.
Everything was misbehaving as far as
Just
multiplayer is
crashed
concerned on that one.
constantly, and people couldn't connect, and yeah, this rover's full.
Yep,
Yeah, I
same
know.
here.
Or will be once I readjust the strength settings in this rover, now that the back has entirely sunk into the ground.
I wish we had a forklift or a...
Oh, do you? A
Flatbed.
forklift?
Yeah.
Man, I wish someone had mentioned making one of them. That'd be cool. Also, I made your steering less dangerous. Still kind of dangerous, but not as dangerous.
You say as you're swerving back and forth.
Well, that was to demonstrate that That swerve is more controlled than it would have been if you'd done this previously. Well, we got no techs. To be fair, I was given permission to drive it. You crane? No, I don't want any crane. No, no more cranes. Nope, 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 nope. This still has a distinct I won't go in a straight line problem, however. Clearly the straightest line we can make. The crane on shack stream's alright, but it suffers from exactly the problem I talked about earlier, which is that they're just a nightmare to control properly.
You still have to tear this thing down too.
Right.
That one came back on, I believe, was Texas. Still have that carcass sitting out there.
Are we passing that on the way back then?
No, I can't exactly tear it down, but
It was more as is that why you were reminded of it? Because it came out of nowhere. I was like, oh.
yeah, I just saw
You're
this
right,
big
but...
giant shape looming out of the darkness. It's a little big to be a boulder.
It's not a boulder. It's a rock.
That's no boulder.
That's a transformer.
Pioneers used to ride those babies for miles.
That sounds. Maybe it's because I've got it in the brain at the moment. Can't escape it after the indoctrination I went through. But that just immediately sounds like the start of a bloody Citizenship commercial.
I was riffing that thing so hard in the channel, and they replayed it for the final presentation.
I hope so. Good man. Good man. What frustrates me is I watched that video and went, "Ooh, new gameplay loops to do with like rappelling and stuff. Sweet." Oh wait, no, it's just a fucking ship trip, Roger. Sky-based cranes. I know what we should do. We should make a welding ship that's also a balloon.
She also, what did you think was going to happen?
Make a pelican, but don't call it a pelican. Clever. I like it. I know, even better. Then get angry if people do. Poor Shag. He's done absolutely nothing to deserve this, but it's coming out of it anyway.
Yeah, the rover here is cargo train is packed fully at this point.
Yeah, I was about to ask, what's up with the centipede?
We've got to figure out where we're actually putting cargo on the base at this point.
The centipede was literally just, here's a way of getting the cargo off of the base, so that we don't have to deal with it there.
Yeah, so we could rip it all out and basically fix the cargo network.
What did I think of the Star Citizen updates? There aren't any updates. There's a lot coming soon. But as far as I'm aware, nothing has actually been updated. I probably need to get this out before I have a chat with Morph about it, to be honest. Because it's like, it's again, it's an enigma. It's so difficult for me because I have really deep issues with some of the game and some of their proposals and some of how they behave. But it doesn't change the fact that, like, what was it? bit over a month ago, I went back to the game for the first time in about 2 years, and cannot argue and cannot deny and will openly admit had an experience that, while buggy and clearly beta/alpha, was unlike any other game I'd played. Like, legitimately went, okay, this is not the same style of game as other games that are out there. This is something new. And it hasn't been something new in God knows how long. Last time someone legitimately came up with, I wouldn't even call it a new genre, because it's not a new genre, it's a meta-genre. It's removing the genre. It's almost your first steps in the direction of something like Ready Player One, where it's like, it's just a simulation. So, I mean, I know I'm not saying it's there, but I'm saying that you do get the impression that is what it could be now when you play it. So it's a weird and very tricky position, because I'm cynical as all fuck about it, but I have a renewed hope at the same time. Very bizarre position to be in.
Mm-hmm. You want to poke fun at it, but at the same time, you can't help but respect what's managed to do now.
And they're slowly starting to change my opinion. You know? Okay, on my end, that vehicle is starting to wobble in a
Concerning fashion.
unusual fashion, and the wheels on this end look like they are very uncomfortable with holding the amount of weight that they are currently holding.
Yeah, agreed. You're now seeing the shake I've been seeing.
Mm-hmm. And I just put some extra load in it, so I wonder if that's part of it.
I kind of miss the outrigger tanks that we had on the base, though.
No, it just wants to do that.
Maybe drop the pistons on it and jack it up. I mean, not that we necessarily want to stick something that's already clanging out on even more clangy stuff, but...
I would say leave it and pretend like it's not happening.
Speaking of playing, what's up with this stack of large small grid cargo containers with the arms on it?
I've got no idea.
What are you talking about? I don't recall
Over
any
here.
stack of large grid cargo containers with some arms on it connected by pistons.
That sounds suspicious
That's
to me.
entirely not a prototype I was working on last stream.
Prototype of what, though?
I don't know. I was kind of figuring it out as I went along. Basically, those rotors, as it currently stands, aren't turned on at all. Its angle adjustment is decided by the pistons, rather than the rotors. Whether I've got them in the right positions for that to work, I don't think I have, actually. But, I don't know, I've not done this before, and the relationship between those two lengths, I think, is quite specific. But, for now, it was an experiment. And to be fair, I considered it a successful experiment, because that experiment was basically, can I even connect something like that together in survival without it exploding?
It's looking real
And it looks
sketchy on
like the
my
answer
end.
is barely. It hasn't exploded.
Yet.
Problem is, if I extend this too far, it bends. Like, look at how it bends. Ooh, bendy, bendy.
Yeah, it's kind of clanging out on my end.
I got an idea. You'll like this plan, Spacebar, we can.
I don't know.
Thank you.
I've noticed you kind of have to.
You have to be
Fly
further
look.
away again these days as well. They keep like it seems like they keep making the like the block targeting distance less and less sensitive when you're close range. And you have to back away a bit further.
I wonder if that's Xbox changes.
More than likely, I'm willing to bet.
Yep.
It's
Oh,
one of those things
uh-oh.
that just got mysteriously
That was
suddenly
not
worse.
really what I was after.
Oh no.
No, you need to go away. Honestly.
No, I just got here. I'm not gonna die to Clang.
No. Oh, it's crashed.
Mm.
Honestly, Farrell?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a good thing.
Yep. I was gonna say.
Given what I saw at the moment it crashed.
Uh-oh.
Which
It's
was
head
it
break.
colliding with our snake-like cargo container. With
Yeah.
magnetic-like precision as well. It was sucked towards it somehow. I see another clanging grid. And two
So-
clangs make a hole.
So you're basically saying we have spontaneously formed a quantum singularity on the surface of Duna. With the amount of cargo that was in that container and the clangitude.
I think we've spontaneously reversed time, actually.
Yeah, probably a good thing.
That went through my mind a couple of times today, Takami as well. Oh, Takamiki, sorry. Why am I butchering your name? I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'm sitting here and obviously surrounded by a crowd of me and 499 Star Citizen fans. Not to say I'm not, again, not to say I'm not supportive of the game and not excited to see where it could go and really hopeful that it gets there, but I'm more cynical than most, I would suspect, especially in that audience. So this was internal monologue, but Space Engineer, I was having to remind myself that, like, remember how many hours you play in Space Engineers? Don't forget how broken that is, and you've just come to accept it over the years. And that one says it's released. And then they went and showed the demo where they were like, and we built this new world and there was some water on it. And we thought it would be really cool if it was ice. And I almost RL facepalmed at that. They escaped by the fact that they actually have water on one of the other planets, but
Yeah, I will admit I was feeling a little bit of deja vu when they started going on about trees.
not only that, but
Didn't
they
just go
looked
on and on
very
about that?
similar, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, and from a top-down perspective, however much they might like to, and however much they have achieved, to be fair, some incredible looking terrain. The trees looked like an RNG generator had stuck them down. Because as far as I could tell, they all use the same model and animation. Their weather effects, though.
Oh.
The storm effects, I'd say that's up there rivaling Long Dark. And
was-
Long Dark is like a winter survival game. So if you're rivaling a winter survival game with your survival game, like winter survival representation in the game, that's nothing to do with that. Not doing bad. Very
The fact
impressive.
that at some points during that you could see the way that the wind was blowing the snow, and you could see that the drops and everything hitting the visor were following
reflecting
that
it,
same
yeah.
direction. That was impressive.
I don't know, Taka. I don't know why I decided to just. Okay, this time I'm gonna call you something different. Oh yeah, I do actually know why. It's because I've had like 7 hours sleep in the last 3 days. And spent the like Citizencon. That's up at 9. Event finishes at 10. That's a 13-hour wandering around at the convention day. That's more than your usual. Then you drive home for 4.5 hours, and then you stream.
You stream for longer than you had intended.
I do. Is anybody surprised?
Nope.
Not at
I
all.
knew that was going to happen when you said that you had planned on doing that 2 hours
only
straight.
The
an hour
second the
or two.
words came out of my mouth, I'm going to go a bit shorter than normal. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm sure you are wasted. Whatever. I made a crane that's so easy to use, it's called the Easy Crane. Except, I can't help but notice that it doesn't end there, does it? It says Easy Crane and then it says Concept Mark 5. So it clearly Concept 1, 2, 3 and 4 were not quite so easy to use. Also, what happened to go beyond concept stages? No, I am not dying to energy. I refuse.
Yeah, there are small steel tubes and stuff
Sorry,
in this
Alexa.
cargo train.
That sounds like I'm putting you down. I don't mean to come across that way. It sounds cool, man. Drop me a link.
Because I offloaded all the ones I brought back Spacebar.
Oh.
I managed to empty out the large cargo container on your rocket there.
Please never change your head.
Oh,
Perfect.
me or
Thank you.
Spacebar?
No, Spacebar, 100%. There's something wonderful about that smiley face just roving around the corner occasionally. Like, hey, Spacebar. Oh, thank you.
Hmm? So, what are we doing storage-wise? Because it looks like we're pretty much full.
We're basically there, yeah. It's now like
Mm-hmm.
what to do next.
I don't think we've quite figured out that thing. Because we start off by saying, okay, we have a place to unload the rovers. We didn't like it, tear it down. And then I think we kind of stopped there.
Okay. So. Okay, we didn't go with T-junction on this end. In which case... What on earth is it? What is this room, Farrell?
Hmm?
I am very confused.
What room?
The room I'm in.
That was where I was originally going to have assemblers and whatnot set up. Because that's what's in the walls there, or refineries or something.
Yeah.
Then we got the other module up here, so I
Yeah,
could
it's
have abandoned
refineries.
efforts on it. Yep. So that's kind of unused room at this point now.
Wait! Get out of here.
All right, so all I need are some displays. We'll have those done.
Okay. So that's the side of that.
What on earth is on the back? Oh, never mind. I know what it is.
What the hell is all this brown block stuff for?
Oh, I had started a kind of a garage. And
Oh, yeah?
then died.
Well, this is simple to understand. And then there was deaded. Those hydrogen... what are those things that you're attaching to the side of that tube, out of interest?
That's our ice reservoir, or was
Okay.
until the O2 generators burned up all of it.
Roger that. I really like how that looks. I think we need to build something using the round containers instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as far as like a tank farm or cargo farm, yep.
Yeah, I think the idea of like a cargo farm sounds pretty cool.
And I mean, effectively, it's sort of quasi-recycling the landing stages, or at least kind of the idea of what's on our first stages of the rocket. So,
Yeah, let's look at that area in the middle there between our power plant and the existing building as expansion zone for more building. I think. So maybe look at fitting in a cargo tube farm here, for all intents and purposes.
mm-hmm.
The easiest to transfer cargo over to as well. Let's have a look at what we got. Right, what is the actual big one? It is the XL, isn't it?
Yep. That's the biggest we got.
Okay, they're cool looking. No question. Yes, question. How to run them over? Because you can't intersect small grids with the ground either, can you?
Nope, they gotta be up in the air. And not only that, but we've got to be careful with how we pipe them up too, because, I mean, yeah, I'm running a small grid connection into the hydroponics area, but there's no guarantee that will let us transfer everything over it. Because, thank you, Keen.
They do a pretty good amalgam of our existing hull. I wonder if tying them into that might do something. These. Press escape too early, West. Coordination is tricky.
I think I'm gonna take old Thomas over there and start emptying out the cargo. Well, it's not really a whole lot of cargo on it.
Yeah, it's so much, it's more taking it apart, honestly,
Yeah.
and getting the hab module out.
So yeah, if I stretch this out, maybe here and put some rows in and try and match what the main hull looks like, that could be kind of cool, maybe. Maybe. They're actually in line as well. It's throwing me off. No, they're not, because that's a large block. No, it's not. It's a small block. It's just one block offset.
Yeah, just one block lower. Looks like.
Well, not lower, I was left and right. I intended to be lower.
No, it looks like it's lined up,
Is
right?
it the same left and right?
Yeah.
The
Looks
fact
like
that
it
there's,
from this angle.
I think the problem is there's a grid underneath it that isn't quite lined up. And so it just throws off your whole perspective. I wanted it to be a bit lower because it's level with the center point on the main ship hull.
Yep. No, this definitely looks like it's in line, at least as far as in alignment with the main
Okay,
hull.
cool. And I was thinking you're just doing rows like that, and then we've got the ability, if we wanted to put a floor sort of underneath it. But if nothing else, this could easily become outside area and just room for solar panels on top, perhaps.
am I going to seal this part?
Yep, that was good too. That, however, is not. Hey, Deathgun. What did you miss? Stuff.
Spacebar's back. That's what you missed.
Spacebar's back. There was briefly a morphologist. That's about it. Oh, and we're building cargo tubes. And we redecided how to do the hydroponics, and Farrell's busy doing functionaling over that direction. What do you think, Gothov? I think you can answer that one yourself. Mr. Wasted, going to equip that elite welder? No, I'll just kill myself with energy. Oop. Yeah, cheers, Pete. Message arrived just after I deleted it, but I appreciate the help, sir. Oh yeah, although that's certainly me, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of grinding noises coming from over here. Concerns me.
I'm taking down those brown blocks until
Oh jeez.
figure out what I want to do with them.
Don't make blocks brown again, please.
This was a rust covered.
Oh right, I see. Yeah. Rust tends to be more orange than brown.
Nah.
That's not to be
Special
fair,
kind
that's
of
not.
rust.
That's not bad rust. Don't need an elite welder, I just need a Farrell and a spacebar. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are off on one tonight, Arthur. What are you up to? Calm it down, sir. No, small steel tubes. Why? Why you be the bane?
Check the rovers at this point, because I still haven't unloaded mine because we ran out of space.
Yeah.
YouTube, I am a moderator of my channel.
I'm sorry, Dave. You can't do that.
I don't know why it's decided that this is now a thing, but I do not approve. Yeah, it's entirely weight-based. As soon as you take enough stuff out of that,
It's gone back to normal.
that
now.
rover, it goes back to normal. Cheers, Deathgun. So the question is, Mr. Deathgun, are you up late or up early?
Does it help if I turn that to live chat? So I can see what's going on.
Yeah, then you don't only catch sort of parts of conversations, or none of it at times.
Yeah. Still don't understand why top chat's a thing.
Because the big YouTubers who are complaining probably about having to listen to too many people. I just keep getting flooded with stuff in the chat that I don't bother reading.
I don't even think it's that. It's just a lazy way for them to get less moderation reports. It defaults to top chat, so they can use some arbitrary filter that really isn't very good, but they can be like, yeah, but you can just turn it off. Then they don't have to do so much behind-the-scenes moderation work, because like a good, I don't know, what's it going to be, like 50% of the audience doesn't even notice the buttons there, and so see this super filtered version of chat that would never you'd never get away with it if that was the only version of chat, but because it's not.
Actually, are we sure it's just not the folks at YouTube saying they're using too much bandwidth, so let's just block and drop half text traffic anyways, and then call that a filter?
No, I don't think their problem is text traffic, if I'm honest. I know where you're coming from. Whoa, okay, I am on, like, don't die watch, apparently. I have 8 fatigue left, 17 water, 34 food, and 8 energy.
I don't think you need to stop running everywhere, I'm guessing, because fatigue hasn't really been a problem for me.
No.
What do you mean stop running everywhere? It's important I do it quickly. Right. Part A, energy. Part B, I have no water or anything on me. That's bad. Energy's up a bit. Let's go Hasselflower. It's normally a good solution to anything. Even if it doesn't solve anything, it'll while away the last few untimely hours. And see, observe, as the man, he gribbles. He gribbles and he thinks to himself, this is efficiency. Look as I scroll as little as possible. And then immediately discover an angle of hatred.
Or run out of steel plate.
But that is also an angle of hatred. And that, or an opportunity. Ah.
Built this tank. The view outside is atrocious.
Hey, can you look out the window and verify the tank is there? Then it served its purpose.
I was talking about Thomas.
Which tank are we talking about?
No, where did... Oh, you took it out for a spin again?
Yeah, I came over here to see if I can grab off the... Ooh, there's something close by.
Oh, you're out by the rocket?
Yeah.
Do not question the ways of the spacebar. You will not fathom.
Well, at least grab all the ice.
Takabiki, what do you mean, how much are you looking forward to the new YouTube creator studio thing to force everybody? They've been trying to force it on us for months. It's been defaulting to that bullshit layout for months. And you're having to, more and more forcibly as time goes on, go, no, I want to use the old dashboard, please. And they've already taken over as far as streaming is concerned. Like the old stream dashboard is essentially broken, and you have to use the new one, which is why you saw today that the stream came up early with an incorrect start time, an incorrect title, an incorrect description, and an incorrect thumbnail, because it doesn't let you set any of those before putting it live. It just goes, up it goes, and then now you go and fix it. It also has a number of other ways in which it's broken, but I'm not going to go into that. So yeah, what is my opinion of the new dashboard that they're going to force on us? As far as I'm aware, and not even as far as I'm aware, I haven't spoken to a single person that likes it. I've also spoken to a number of people at YouTube that don't like it. But I've also been told by unfortunately, the same people. Tough cookies, this is happening whether you like it or not. There is no going backwards from this. This new system is coming in. We are rolling it out. It's happening soon. Even if it's fucked, it's coming.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and it is screwed over in many ways.
No chairs in the airlock is an intentional decision, Quinn. Eventually it'll help. And I gotta love the difference between the live chat that's on my second rig and the live chat on my main. Oh, my second rig's just decided it's gonna catch up now. I clicked a bit. Catch up by about 5 minutes. What? Okay, now I'm down to 1 energy again. I'm not doing this very well, am I? I went in looking for certain bits and actually didn't really get them, and then came back out and used more of my energy. I'm going to sit in this chair. No, I did get the bits. I got everything but the energy. I'm fine. I'm going to get some energy. Get some energy and be back in a second. 2 seconds, wait.
Best part about that whole Google change is the fact that it's not like this is new feedback that they've been getting that people don't like it. So why aren't they willing to listen to community? Ask yourself that one.
Because that would make sense.
Listen, Wolf, this is more than just the COP Act stuff. That's relatively new, honestly. But they even managed to botch the implementation of that to a certain extent, too.
They botched the implementation of it, but like I can't have any complaints about them implementing stuff like that.
No,
I mean,
absolutely not. No,
it's
that's
important
something they
legislation
need to
that
do.
needs to be done, and if anything, it's a bit weird that it hasn't been present previous.
Yeah, that's definitely not the issues that we were talking about here.
I mean, there are some edge case like weirdness going on around the copper stuff, but I'd chalk that down more to a very new system that's been hastily implemented than maliciousness.
Yep.
I might be wrong here, and chat, correct me. I mean, we've gone way off tangent, but you guys let me know. As far as I'm aware, part of this problem stems from the fact that in the US, they have registered it essentially in a similar way to like a public forum would, whereby they hold no liability for the content they upload. However, in the EU, that's not possible. And so they've got this conflicting position where they're having to abide, like for this portion of the world they have this requirement, but for this portion of the world they have essentially the exact opposite requirement. Entirely because, I've got to be clear, they filed, as far as I'm aware, I might be wrong here, but as far as I'm aware, it's entirely because they intentionally filed in the US as essentially a public forum for discourse, rather than a managed content platform, which means that they get around individual responsibility there, but there's no such thing elsewhere, and so it kind of means that the two conflict.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I know, Savo, with our fucking rights and stuff. You know, like, you should own your data, and, you know, maybe, just maybe, it isn't fine for companies to just take it and sell it to whoever they want, whenever they want, just because you signed a form one time. All that sort of thing. You know, it's weird. That sounds like I'm defending the EU. No, they make some fucking dumb decisions as well.
Keen, give us back our double select clearing. Be able to quickly get my block reset.
I don't mind the changes to the block rotation menus. That one I do mind.
Yep. Exactly.
It was just such a quick and easy shortcut because the root of every like block tree is always the most commonly used one. It's always the square.
Still don't understand why they made that change.
Yeah, exactly, Minnesota. People are there's two issues going at the moment, and they get whacked together for no reason at all. There's copper, which is an important thing, and then there is the fact that YouTube have decided that they can delete channels because they're not deemed profitable for the platform. Which, honestly, no, because there is a ton, and I mean a metric shit ton, of just blown out of the water overreaction to this. Because what everyone is reacting to is a change in their terms of service. It's not a big announcement or anything like that. It was a subtle change in the terms of service that meant that they could now do this. And the reason that change went in, I am absolutely certain, is so that they can shut down accounts that are sharing unlisted videos. Stuff that doesn't get picked up by the algorithm because it's not in any searches or anything like, you know, outside of the sort of the base copyright checks. Stuff that doesn't get reported because it's, again, outside of all the normal algorithm stuff. It's just up there as unlisted or private. Whatever it might be it, you know, your personal library of television shows or whatever. And because of how YouTube has always advertised themselves as like, hey, we're this big, you know, you can be yourself on YouTube, your platform, be who you are, do what you want, you know. They have no system to prevent people from doing this. They you know, in their terms, there is nothing to prevent people from doing this. Except now there is. And I think people are dramatically overreacting to what honestly is a bit of legislation that a bit of terms that should probably have been in there from the start, to do with the ability to shut down channels, not because they are doing something that literally just violates your terms of service, but because they're doing something that's like nothing to do with what YouTube is. YouTube was never mega. It's not a file sharing platform. Also true, Minnesota, right? It also enables them to deem a channel that is damaging the Google brand as one that's non-profitable. Especially, I mean, you're talking very edge cases here. But, you know, you could have that scenario where you've got I'm struggling to think of a good example. You've got kind of your PewDiePie equivalent that just comes out and decides that it's time to, with his huge audience, slam the crap out of YouTube. They have to have a recourse to that.
Well, and it's also to a certain extent a potential way to deal with things like, you know, hate groups and whatnot, posting material online that's damaging to their brand too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think it's too easy, and I'm not necessarily defending Google here specifically. I'm more talking generally now. It is very easy to look at things from a purely consumer perspective and expect a company to think purely from a consumer perspective, and very much forget that they probably wouldn't be a company if that's how they behave. You know, the company that's all about the customer is the company that fails first. That, unfortunately, is capitalism. The company that can be just the right amount about the customer is the one that's at the top. Yeah, Takamiki. As Takamiki's saying, also challenge from people using YouTube as a free mass video storage. Just a bunch of unlisted videos, yeah. As I was saying, that is something that, as far as I'm aware, people do. People actually like just use YouTube, and I wonder why they might. Linus advertising that there's unlimited storage on YouTube, well, and then revealing that actually there isn't, but you would have to have an insane upload to be able to even reach that. Was it YouTube or was it G Drive for him? Either way, he's certainly guilty of spreading the concept. Yeah, it was cheaper. As soon as I said it, I was like, hang on a second, are you sure? I think that's actually Google Drive instead. But there was some odd specifics around it, as you said, Minnesota, where it was ended up being like a bandwidth limit or something like that, rather than a pure upload limit. That after X amount of upload, you would then get massively reduced upload bandwidth, and that would essentially act as the limiter instead. Yeah, I can't honestly remember. This has gone on a wild tangent around all sorts of areas.
Carol, your door is upside down.
That is true. I can confirm that the door is indeed upside down. So you can have a good look at the Kangles.
Well, you know, I mean, if you're exiting the door and there's like a ramp down from here, then actually that's convenient for you. You can see down the ramp properly.
Nice save.
Oh, was it just flat cut off for the rest of the day? Fair enough. It's been a while since I've watched that video, so. Can't remember. I'm just saying, like, that. I mean, and he acknowledges it in the video, but it might make good content, friend, but it's certainly not helpful. The night clock. Where's a good one? Let me hit the be right back screen for a second. You guys want to laugh? No, the folder is not empty. Oh look, unlock phone folder not empty. Later, Markham. Take care, dude. Aware it's been a bit of a weird late one, but hey. I felt like I deserve, or you guys deserve the stream regardless of it being a weird start. Okay, phone connection is awful. And what we're going to do once we finally have something that looks like a station?
We have something that looks like a station?
Alright, let's worry about that when we get there.
Attach rockets to it and launch it into space.
No, I already tried to suggest that we were flying it out to back to Earth.
Yeah, yeah, but that's where you failed. Although that might be something we could do independently instead.
Launch this as a new version of the trade surplus.
I was more thinking of like, if this is once we get this to the point where it's sustainable, getting it in a space station above it.
Yeah, because we still haven't quite figured out orbit.
Yeah, we can't do orbit because reasons. I still don't understand what would be so hard about making the planets move, honestly. But then, I'm not a game programmer, so.
I would assume it's the voxels. Like the voxel changes everything.
Well, the entire grid reference system having to move.
Yeah, but it's all moving in relation to itself, so. It's like, all moving in relation to itself until it isn't. So surely that's quite a linear calculation. That's kind of the angle I was coming from, is like, I mean, even if it wasn't perfect, surely you could fluff it pretty easy. When are we going to get another robot battle arena when someone invents another road to strength increase mod? It's the reason we don't do them anymore. Need that road to strength increase, otherwise it's dull. You need to be able to flip the other robot. Flipper's boring if it does not flip, etc. It would be a lot of point maths to do off of, but I mean, don't we have even like relatively simple home machines these days that are pretty damn good at that sort of thing? Yeah, Robot Wars style, exactly that, Kira. Robot Wars battle bots, depending on which side of the ocean you're from. Or, if true fan, both, obviously. Yeah. You see, and there's where I miss Wedgie a little bit. We could talk about battle bots with Wedgie for ages. He gets so excited.
No leaks, you say?
I didn't say SC, Ogre. I said SE. Space engineers. I'm well aware everything in Star Citizen moves. You're right, I do want one more glider. Which way? This way. Nice one, Pete. Thank you. Save me a few moments there. No question. Just trying to copy Mr. Farrell's Greebles. We figured out how to put a window in, so I suppose we don't need this bottom bit to be sealed, do we? I'm talking about Sierra Echo, not Sierra Charlie. If I talked like that all the time, you would 100% think I was odd.
Energy low.
Ah yes, Sierra Eggplant. Because unlike Mr. Shack, while I did not work in the Air Force, I did work in the airport for a little while. And I do remember my phonetic alphabet, although it is not quite the same as his. Being the NATO one. I used to play StarCraft? What? No. No, I was never into StarCraft, actually. I was always a Warcraft man. Played Tournament Warcraft 3 for a bit, even. Mostly because I was scared of entering the CS tournament. This is Insomnia I7. The 7th Insomnia. Put that into perspective, we're in the 70s now. And, yeah, so CS tournaments, but no, I signed up for duos with my roommate. Because, again, I was not happy fighting actual people in Counter-Strikes. Nope. You can't include Empyrean though, Taka, because Empyrean didn't even have round planets to begin with. You can't have orbits when your planets are flat.
You say that, but I mean, we're in a universe here where the sun revolves around the planet.
Yeah, Kaio. Splitsu will be back. He's obviously got, with his time zones, scheduling with him is a little bit varied, and today, having been at Citizencon all day, I got back very late. So it is only my stalwart US companions that remain with me for now. Salty as ever, but welcome. That's the idea. You confuse them with... I don't even know what that is. Like half compliments. I'm stalwart but salty. What does this even mean? Plus they rotate. Perfect, Brzezinski. We'll throw that in as well. I suspect you were talking about something else, but... we'll throw that in too. Do you rotate, Farrell? We all know that everything that spins is better. Brits do indeed love their salt and vinegar. I have at least 5 different varieties of salt and vinegar crisps available to me right this second. This Brit in particular likes the salt and vinegar. Chips, all I actually said was salt and vinegar. At no point was any potato subject or substance mentioned. Huzzah! I still require small steel tubes. What a massive surprise!
Have we already gone through all those that I brought back?
Possibly? I don't know. Where did you put them?
On the rocket.
Oh, that's even worse, Big Ol, because that means I know which shop you went to get them from as well. Which is also very stereotypically British. Because there's plenty of salt and vinegar sticks about. But a salt and vinegar twirl, that's a bit different. What was I building? Oh, I remember. We might need to work out, like, the super heavy cargo lifter somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we gotta definitely be able to pull rockets back here to dismantle them.
I was more thinking about rocket-wise, actually.
I don't know. I don't think the Ares has enough Delta V to... We could just pack it full of cargo containers.
We could probably load a lot more on it, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Given how much we usually end up dumping when we get here.
And there, Big Ol, bless you. You reveal your ignorance. Morrison's is my daily shop, mate. Best meat, best bread. Which is basically all I'm bothered about. And their fresh pizza stand. Pretty good. Got them other options, but bus is quite a lot closer. There's so much talking. Really? They talk about British food. That surprises me because I can't think of that many foods that I'd call British. If you're invading Big Ol, then you invaded in like 1998 or something like that. This is one of the ones that was rebranded from Safeway. Fish and chips, but you won't have heard me talk about fish and chips because most fish and chips is just super greasy and nothing like as good as people from the UK say it is. It's just like, hey, do you want some grease with maybe some random white stodge in the middle of it? Hey, fish and chips. No, that's not the thing I'm talking about. Yorkshire Pud, that's got to be up there. Steak and ale pie or something like that. To be fair, more fast me earlier. I was like, I want to get some British food while I'm here, which made me chuckle a little bit because I was like, are you sure? We don't really have British food so much, and the sort of British food we do have is really vague. It's like a roast dinner. That's not fucking British food. It's a roast dinner.
Cucumber sandwiches.
Cucumber sandwiches. Oh, all right. I'm having those for lunch tomorrow. Roger that. See what he makes of a cucumber sandwich. I don't think I've ever had a cucumber sandwich, but Morph's getting them. Spacebar. All right, small steel tubes. Why aren't you helping me? I think it's because Farrell's too productive. He's beaten.
Yeah. We have like 47 small steel tubes in the centipede.
I only need those 2 little bits done. These 2 connectors, and then the new cargo is done, and then I can unload the centipede, and then everything is good and fine and happy.
There's some in the assemblers.
Wait, what the fuck is a cucumber sandwich? I'm sure you can work it out. E-Top, I'm sure man of your intellect can figure out the cucumber sandwich.
Here's a hint. It involves 2 pieces of bread.
Spam sandwich. I hope people understand that spam's not really a thing anymore. Just FYI. Well, there was a beautiful moment back in the day with the World of Warcraft guild. This was sort of, I don't know, maybe 2008, 2007, somewhere around there. Where there was a decent portion of the European contingent of the guild, and this was a guild that was made up of two Danish majority guilds, and then mine, which was like just straight multinational, like whoever, joined together. And legitimately, good portion of these guys believed that meat cake was a thing. And when I say meat cake, I mean like you'd make a cake, except there'd be meat instead of like jam and cream and stuff. And that was British cuisine. Was meat cake. And they kind of sort of right in the... We have things called that, but that's not kind of how it works. Also, if you'd ever tried them, it's amazing. Yeah, someone's heard of meatloaf and things like pork pies and misunderstood the... And, you know, and a steak pie misunderstood what a pie is, basically.
Wait, Meat Cake, wasn't that character on Aquatine Hunger Force?
It was that big dude. I won't do anything for you, but I won't do that.
Pretty sure that was meatloaf, but okay.
Alright, I've got some small steel
That
tubes.
was the
We're gonna open
drum.
them.
God damn it.
I have 52 small steel tubes.
Oh, don't worry, Moldog. Like, I informed them pretty quickly, and then that became a bone of ribbing for like many years. Up to and including pretending to serve them some meat cake at one of the guild meets.
Energy low.
Hey guys. I know you guys keep talking about this meat cake so much, so I made you some. Who wants a bite?
I did see
It was apple pie, but You can't tell through the pastry. It was hilarious. No, don't talk about black pudding. I disagree with black pudding. Like on a personal level, we just don't get on.
Hey, Spacebar? Remember how much ice was left in your rocket when you got down?
Spacebar.
Most of it is in Thomas.
Okay, because we're out on the base,
Hey, Spacebar.
and all of the hydrogen tanks are empty right now.
I just pulled 1,200 small steel tubes from this container.
That's because I just dropped them off in there.
Where from?
My rover.
He's been hoarding the small... Right, I see how it is.
I said we never had a chance to unload the rover because we didn't have cargo room. Yeah. Words were said. Perhaps meanings were not taken in their entirety.
Feel like I'm being misled here. Some sort of mutiny. Just can't tell how. Screw it, I'm gonna watch a charity stream. I can't believe they're still doing the same thing as earlier.
Have they moved on to another game yet?
Nope. Same fucking still urge. Stream shit. Well, I do like the sheep. Something about the way both of his eyes are pointing in different directions and his tongue is out sideways. I think that sells it.
Fuel critical.
If you don't think, no, that's not how it works. Black pudding just doesn't take. I'm not someone that's squeamish about going, oh, black pudding is pig's blood. I'm not bothered by that. Because, hey, guess what? That's not any different from any other part of the animal you normally meet. I'm bothered about the fact that it tastes like arse. It's pretty straightforward opinion, you know. Kendall mint cake and haggis. I'll approve the Kendall mint cake because Kendall mint cake is. I had never thought of it as British actually. I just thought of it as a bit of a like scouting secret more than anything else. It was the Kendall mint cake was amazing. We need to make a short movie for that TV. If only we could do that, though, Taka. There's no way of playing like anything like that on a screen in Space Engineers, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd have just that constant loop of the dancing ship techno on loop on that screen. That's what it would be. Oh, we've got the perfect track for it as well. Quick, dancing ship techno, go, go, go. This is what I'd have up. As stupid as it will sound, I still think that's my favourite vid you've ever sent me, Farrell. They've all been good, but that one has a special place in my heart as just being bloody stupid.
It's also a great throwback to Wedge because he's the one who sent you the video for that.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, because when you look at that, I sent you the video with the music added to it, but the actual
the actual raw video. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, I'm sure Farrell had part in this.
No, he captured that and then he gave it to you. You showed it on stream, so that's why it's got two stream overlays.
That's why it's got two stream overlays, is because you then captured it off that stream.
Mm-hmm.
Wedgie's doing alright. He was in stream the other day. We need to get him back on Space Engineers. If we can somehow rouse and locate a morphologist, we can find a Wedgie. I'm sure of that much. I'm back, baby. And I got small steel tubes. I'm gonna put them in all the things. I run out of things. Nope. Farrell might not have joined, but he was still involved at that point, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Fuel low.
Wait,
Fuel critical.
change your suit again.
Did I? No, I'm still
You're
wearing
definitely
the-
not normally in medieval with a green
Oh.
helmet.
Oh, yeah, that's. I was messing around with steampunk mods and I forgot to change back.
You got green helmet and gloves. And interesting shade of green as well, actually, kind of unusual one. And then medieval the rest. Wait. Lightsaber wars with welders in Space Engineers. What am I even doing at this point? I'm trying to find hydrogen. That's what I'm doing. We don't have any, do we? Because we're out of ice.
I put some in, and the O2, one of the O2 generators is routable, and it's got some tanks in it, bottles.
Sounds to me like I need to unload a truck and go and continue unloading the things. Actually, thinking about it, no. Help me unload the big vehicle into the main cargo, please.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Is I wonder why that was acting like it was. Nice one, Spacebar.
I was trying to move it because it's acting funny.
It is, yeah, but I'm not sure that was what the result you were looking for.
No.
It did move. Technically a success. Chainmail isn't airtight, FYI. Good info. Thank you, Streep. It's alright, you don't breathe through your skin anyway, do you? So. Does the large container have basic tools in it? Who is responsible?
Not it.
I don't know.
Put basic tools in the... We don't need a backup of basic tools.
I don't know.
Is this
I was not
a
here for
suggestion that I should turn off basic tools for it? And just make it annoying for no reason.
I wouldn't say they're annoying. I'd say they're a free source of parts at the very least.
A free source of a very... You have to be in a pretty desperate situation in which you're living off the parts of killing yourself and breaking down your grinders and welders. I want to turn off the water generators.
Let's see. Where are you guys?
Yeah, Ecto, did you not hear the small cough after I made that statement? That was to indicate that I was saying something that was bullshit. I enjoyed the introduction of the wasted parts into. Oh God, what was that series called? There's been too many now. A certain man would just settle on one name.
Sunday Survival on generic.
No, it wasn't called that. It was called Engineer Corps. Stop trying to. See what you're doing there.
Stop trying to rationalize it.
Stop trying to just genericize it so that it actually fits. And Space Engineer stream that happens on a Sunday. Did I say Perspire? How was Perspire and Transpire coming from chat? Was that me or what? Because I don't recall saying the word, and I would be very surprised if I confused the two. Because I am familiar with the difference. Fairly intimately, as a man who suffers a little bit from hyperhidrosis. Or a lot. It's called cutaneous respiration. What on earth have I done to chat this evening? Fucking hell. I mean, I like it. They've been going at it for a...
It was when you said something about breathing through their skin. So.
Oh, I know that one, but I mean just in
yeah.
general, for like the last hour and a half, that discussion has been on everything from federal child protection laws through to whether or not a chainmail suit is airtight. Can I just mention again how much I like that paragraph script? Mostly because it's pretty.
Wait, how am I a spider? What?
Um,
Oh, that's what Big Ol' just said.
Hang on, does that mean that
No.
if we kill him, we can get some more Sabroid?
No, we just got here.
There's another 1,050 cup. We have plenty of small steel tubes. Someone has lied to me. Lied to me all this time. I still don't have any bloody hydrogen though.
There should be like tons of bottles now.
mm-hmm.
Empty bottles. You brought empty bottles.
I'm looking at 4 that are an O2 generator or O2 H2 generator 2 on the base right now. They're full.
I'm looking at one right now that's in one of these tanks and it's full.
And there's even ice in that O2 generator that's
Okay.
being slowly drawn down by the O2 bug.
Small cargo pipe extra large 6 has no.
Yeah, they've all
I
been
can't
refilled since I've loaded them in.
Mm-hmm.
You are aware that I have like recorded evidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
That could be fabricated.
Yes, my leaked data setup is working on it now.
Right.
Team of
You're a
experts in
deepfake.
the other room.
Pop, man.
We've got an inflatable granny doll and we're doing our best with it.
Oh no. Oh no.
What? Oh dear. I shouldn't stream tired. It's not what I meant, alright? Just...
Mm-hmm.
Neither. Zerathal. Neither. That's the answer. As the sign says. The beatings will stop when morale improves. Sir, how dare you disparage the glorious Pod Noir? If it truly tasted of ass, all of the north would be populated by contortionists. Oh, fuck. Nice one, Dave. Ah, the Pud Noir. I will have to remember that one. Morning, Anagon. We can push it a little bit further. It's not like this has killed us before.
Oh, come on. Game. Grind down the block I'm pointing at, please.
However, we have learned an important lesson this evening. Apparently Dave is a northerner. It's dangerous territory. I was up there only yesterday. I'm going to tell you. The noises the north makes at about 5:30 in the morning. Not impressive. It's clearly all of the north. I had the pleasure of staying in a hotel that was as Manchester Central it was possible to be on the night before a game. Oh, don't say that, big ol'. Fuck, that was the... Do I talk about this? Maybe. Yeah, alright then. Alright, so I was a bit of a fucking tool on this journey as well. There is entire three engineers working on this server, Lawrence. He says trying to avoid the story.
I don't know if we call this working.
Yeah.
I'll talk about this. Right. Okay, so you guys who know me know that... Oh, I've talked about it a few times on streams. I drive a Miata, an MX-5. Two-seater car, right? Tiny boot. Not much going on there. And driving 4.5 hours up to pick up a man called Morphologist who came with quite a lot of baggage. I borrowed my father's car. I am lucky enough to be insured on it, and he drives a pretty nice car for those sort of length journeys. Nice, very well upgraded. That was S-Class. Sort of car that I don't normally drive. Way bigger than anything. Way bigger than I drive. Like fucking things longer than a transit van. God damn it. But just incredibly comfortable. And yes, it is a bloody tank. You feel like you're in a tank on the road, at least in that, in comparison to most cars around here. Yeah, I pranked the Merc. I pranked the fucking Merc. At least I think I did. When I went down to the car this morning to put luggage in the boot, there is a prang on the back of it. It's small. It's like a line almost down the bumper and that area. Straight over a fucking parking sensor as well. Like literally it's hit the parking sensor. I don't know how it happened, but I'm fucking certain I would have noticed it had it been there beforehand. Now I did reverse once in that underground car park. And during that reverse maneuver, there was a point where I braked and thought to myself, oh, you got a bit close to that. Well, indeed, Lawrence, it's literally fucking slap bang on the damn sensor. But you look around this place, it was an underground car park, clearly built out of an old train yard or an old like canal dock or something like that. So it was curved arches, very sharp corners on everything. And I can't help but think, did I just manage to line it up perfectly where the corner was at 90 degrees, just bang on that the sensors weren't picking up much, and just donk it a bit. But yes, I'm pretty damn certain that wasn't there when I left and is there now, and I feel like a fucking muppet. Like next level muppet. Not only because it dinged a fucking car that I got lent, which is, or at least it seems so. I never felt a fucking thing, but in that thing, it wouldn't surprise me if I could reverse into a wall and not feel it. But more so, like, I'm the only guy in the fucking family that doesn't do this. Everybody else in the family has got, like, multiple write-off cars, all sorts of shit. I'm the one with the clean fucking record, and the one time I borrow that damn car and actually convince myself to drive a fucking automatic, which I don't particularly enjoy, but I will admit, for those really long journeys like that, it's just sit back and chill. And I managed to fucking ding the thing. No, and don't know how. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna have to. The car may have been parked somewhere surreptitiously where he's very unlikely to see it from a certain angle tomorrow morning, and I will be going to go and say hello at some point soon. You tell you what, Curtis, I'll make it one better. I am not afraid to own up to my mistakes in the past, and when it comes to you're never gonna live up to that one, there is one I've done that is far, far worse. It actually involves the car I currently drive. Now, the car I currently drive is a 1998 MX-5/Miata, depending on where you're from. Kind of semi-special edition. It was released. It's got some of the options from the 10th anniversary, which was in that year, and some that aren't. So it's a bit of a weird vehicle. But the important point was it was bought for my mother for her birthday. It was a birthday present. Quite an extravagant birthday present for my father as well. Like pretty fucking unusual. Suddenly there's a car, and I'd helped him in inverted commas. I was quite young at the time. Buy the thing, choose the thing. I'd been down there with him every time, etc. We'd been doing it together. Fun times. And she finally got the car, got it back, and I think it was the day after she'd been given this thing, my best friend was around. And I was really fucking excited to show him this car. Because it's fucking cool, yeah, it's a little sports car. Especially as you got to understand, I was like 9 or 10. I can't remember exactly when in the year it was, so it was 9 or 10. And I was just really damn excited to show this guy this car. And it was parked in our garage, and in front of the garage doors, which were these big, like 3-4 inch thick oak doors, that had to swing outwards, you know, proper old school 1800 style oak doors, was parked our main family car at the time, a Ford Galaxy. Nothing particularly crazy, but Ford Galaxy. So I had to, in order to get the car out of the garage, I had to move the Galaxy out of the way. So, again, 10, maybe 9, but still, you know, techie kid the whole time. I started looking into, I'm being an idiot at the same time, started reversing this thing, reversed it out. We went into the garage, showed my mate this car, started it up, really fucking cool. Got back out again, shut everything up, and then I went to pull the car back forwards up to the garage. And when I did, I just fucking mashed the accelerator pedal and sent the Ford Galaxy through the 4-inch oak doors into the back of the 1-day-old MX-5. Twisting its chassis completely and requiring it to basically be completely rebuilt. The Galaxy took no damage whatsoever. It required a replacement Ford badge. The oak doors from about 1820 completely destroyed. The garage essentially had to be rebuilt after it because not only were the doors were completely destroyed and pulled off the hinges, but the garage was such a size that getting replacement garage doors for it was custom work, so they just redid the garage. That is the one that I will never live down. Suffice to say, my best friend immediately pegged it. And I didn't speak to him for 2 days. He was just gone. I ran up via the house, and as I was running past the open front door, screamed something along the lines of, "I'm really, really, really sorry, Mum," and then continued running and hid at the back of the garden. And yeah, they were remarkably cool about it, given that I had done a not cool thing. JPP, if you care more about interior plates than the actual, in inverted commas, content of the stream, then, I don't know, mute it. I suspect you weren't serious, but the interior plates is also not apparently anything I can do anything about. Do we have any more? Because it certainly doesn't bloody look
Yeah,
like
we've
it.
got 735 over here in XL6.
So why can I not get it from any of the like?
Because which grid are you trying to pull it from?
Probably all the old ones, and forgetting
all-
that I've got a new attachment
Yeah.
point now.
'Cause
Although I thought I
everything on
pulled it
the-
from the... Hang on a second, let me double check this. No, that should be
Yeah.
fine. That's connecting
No,
in
the-
that way.
The reason why it's not working would be because it's a dead end over on this side if you're trying to pull it from these tanks. We never reconnected this run back up after working the cargo system. Because that comes out right up here.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the problem. Yeah, they're accessible from this end. You can actually just reach the lower axis.
Yeah, I
port
was,
from
I,
the
was, I
ground.
was loading it up to begin with.
Yep.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Hmm?
Hmm?
Oh no.
Oh, wasted. Where'd you die? Well,
Oh, that's
yeah, that looks unfortunate there. Oof. That. Oh, I didn't get a screenshot of it.
I did.
Yep, that's an unfortunate way to go. Ow.
I was saying earlier about how the jetpack is more than capable of killing you through deceleration alone. Yeah, acceleration will do it too.
You know what this means? I'm now tied for the lowest number of deaths.
Shut up. I do not need that right now. Just having a good old stream, jabbing her away and so on, and then out of nowhere.
After... no, I'm not going to say it. Nope.
Shush.
It's just that after, you know, the discussion that was going on, you managed to ding yourself there.
Ow!
Well,
But that just reminds me of two bad things. Because now I'm thinking about the fact that I've dinged the car again. That's not cool. Dude, he's gonna be way pissed. No, he's not. It's gonna be worse than that. He's gonna be disappointed. Fucking stupid when a 35-year-old man is this bothered about what his father thinks of him, but still, he is going to be disappointed, and that is bad.
Oh, that and the question is, I mean, was it like a tight area to park in? Is it possible someone else dinged into it?
It's still just about possible that I tell him about it and he laughs at me and says he did it. But I'm pretty fucking convinced that I did it. So, yeah. Oh, don't bring death gun. Get interior plates and leave. Oh. Where are you? Is he here? If he's here, someone's getting murdered. Doesn't count for nothing here.
Is who there? They're
Well,
up
someone
here,
said
aren't
don't bother Tex. So I'm like, is
they?
Tex back on Earth? I'll murder him.
No, Texan splits your
No
still
worries.
up here.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's fair to say at this point, all of us have had to relaunch to bring a rocket back to Mars at this point now, having gotten here successfully.
Well, if you want to know a laugh, Quinn, I was on the verge of saying I wouldn't take it and I'd just drive my own car up. And part of the reason for this is simply that I smoke. It's a 4.5 hour drive. And I will not smoke in his car. No chance. And it would just, I thought to myself, oh, that'll make the journey a lot easier. And then I got a message the night before, just before I would leave, that just said, it was saying, oh, hey, just to let you know, insurance, just double check the insurance on the car. You're all good, because just people, this is weird, apparently. I only realised this with a bit more international knowledge. In the UK, you are insured per person per car. So I have to be insured on a specific vehicle. It's not that the vehicle is insured, it's not that I am insured. It is I am insured on that. Which is, as far as I understand, pretty different to most systems. But anyway, I got a message from him saying, insurance is all cool, you're insured on the vehicle, also, tank's full, and I've given it a wash. Give me a shout in the morning, I'll let you know any weirdness with the controls. It's not how I wanted to bring it back. US is not the same way. As far as I understand it, you have a plate. And it's insurance for the vehicle. Or you have it where it's insurance for the person. You don't have this scenario where it's where, like, for my MX-5, I am what's known as the policy holder, which means that I am insured on that car first party and only me. And then I can pay extra to have named drivers put onto my policy. These are not the insurance holder, but drivers that are also covered by the insurance, and I will pay more for each one I add, and they'll have their own, obviously, insurance criteria or concerns or whatever. And like that'll have to be done for every single vehicle. Yeah, where for us, Thresher, that's not how it works. That's business-based, isn't it, Moldoc? I'm pretty sure that's limited to a... business, or, like, essentially it's intended to business, because, like, MOT drivers and stuff. I suspect the insurance coverage is very, very different, because our insurance coverage is about damages to the car and damages to
Fuel
whatever you hit, or whatever hits you, and also whatever collateral is dealt with. It you know.
Yeah, it varies from state to state. Like certain states mandate you have to have a certain level of coverage with the vehicle and certain types of coverage, and others are just kind of like, yeah, just as long as you have insurance.
Yeah, I guess with the state system you guys have, it's sort of, we're the equivalent of one state rather than the whole.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, insurance is based on your past for sure, JP, but I'm more talking about how individual insurance applies to like various vehicles. Like Morph mentioned, oh, I've got an international driver's license. I've got my international driver's license with me. If you want, I can cover driving the vehicle, because it's very clear that he's used to a system where as long as the vehicle's insured, anybody can drive it. And it was like, yeah, that's fine, but that's not actually how it works here. Like, yeah, I wouldn't even be able to give you third-party cover. You would literally be driving illegally. Third-party cover being, in the UK at least, we have first-party cover, which is cover for both damage to a vehicle you hit, but also your own vehicle, and then you have third-party cover, which is only covers damage to whatever you hit, essentially. It covers damage you deal rather than damage to you, in the most layman's term possible. Yeah, Bear, because you have to buy it many, many times over. Yeah, first-party coverage will also include personal injury, for example. Third-party coverage will include, as Stresh says, like liability. This has 100% been, topic-wise, the most bizarre stream so far, I think. You're running the gamut.
Punctuated randomly by people burning themselves up and
By people killing themselves, trying to build things, stuff going a bit clangy. Anything else?
and everyone complaining that we can't find enough parts.
Well, I'm working on that. I think it's time for someone to work on something a little SSTO style, I think. Maybe actually. I'll line it up. Oh, these cargo tanks and their complete lack of connection points. Not your one, Spacebar. No hate in the direction of the bar at the moment.
Yet.
Ah, I'm saving up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know.
Salt sounds like a salt retention device device to me. Should be in the works there. Should probably add that one to the list.
Just a giant salt shaker.
Sounds about right. Yep.
Oof. You know what? I should really be sensible here, and having looked over to my right-hand side and seen that the stream time right now is 3 hours, 59 minutes, and 49 seconds.
Just 1 hour.
I think we should probably limit it to a limit of maybe maximum an hour, yeah. No. I think it is probably, while not a good time to end it, a time to end it. As long as that's cool with you guys. Are you in the middle of anything?
No.
I think we're good.
And I've got an entire ship to design before I can get back, because how did I manage to? Like, I shimmied sideways with my jetpack on, and I'm back on Earth. It's like that. Yeah. Apparently, that is the new danger more than anything else. And I'm the host. I'm supposed to be immune from this bullshit. Oh well.
Oh, you know what would be? You know what's nice is the wind mod has been updated to take away the wind indicators, but the disconnect icons still show up on the HUD.
Oh well, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, it's been a fun stream. Well, it's been good yabbering about all sorts of various subjects while space engineering away. Thank you very much, Mr. Spacebar, Mr. Farrell, for coming along and joining me for it, especially as it was a late one and it very clearly went on 2 hours longer than I said it was going to. But
that's what all the good streams do.
And quick question, yeah, the Stalker series didn't get finished, but will get finished. Odd. Especially as, unlike a bit like Airsoft, there's going to be multiple questions about that a stream, which is impressive because the Airsoft videos have got views in like the 1.9 million and 600k views, and Stalker gets about 2k, and yet they make exactly as much noise as the Airsoft people. Stalker's coming back, don't worry. Thank you, you wonderful people. It's been good to have you all along. And we will see you next week for hopefully more intact stream where I'm not quite so loud. Where are they? Go in with a quick view.
I should probably get into a cryopod rather than a seat.
Not a bad choice, given we have them. Don't be lazy. Go upstairs.
Yep, I'm already in mine.
Ooh, it grows and starts to look at it. It actually looks a bit like a colony now, rather than like someone dropped some parts on Mars.
Yep. It is definitely a growing concern now.
I also build little huts over there.
What a growing concern that it looks like a base.
No, a growing concern that we need to get food production up and going. Not to mention O2, whole 9 yards.
No, true that. True that. Oh well. I guess it'll have to be next time. An error occurred while trying to modify your live event. You may have been signed out. Please refresh the page and try again. Man, the windshield on my fucking microphone's too good. I can't even head desk into it. Damn it. No, it's the compressor's too good. It's cutting out. Either way, GG YouTube. GG.